Last time on Metanoia Blues. Still exhausted, Willow deliberately takes a nap in the engine room of the Kraken Slayer after performing a final tune-up as part of the repairs. They dream of younger days on a different ship, Fender taking the time to examine the Stormchaser's elemental core in detail and reveling in the excitement of their recent acquisition of the new airship. Willow is rudely awoken by the sound of Maymay tussling with a stray seagull. The two of them work together to evict the bird, but Willow notices that Maymay's nerves are frayed. Maymay voiced her frustrations with Willow's reappearance and her fears about the near future and what it means for herself, House Thurani, and their alliance with the Wind Whisperers. Willow assures her that whatever comes to pass, they will make sure she is looked after. Baffled but mollified, Maymay is given a new question to ponder. Why was the now-downed airship named Stormchaser? Meanwhile, at Fort Fathomless, Kai ventures forth with the Warforged cleric Blossom to retrieve supplies for the rest of the crew. Internally, Kai and Thale, a less stoic persona, discuss the fallout of the encounter with the massacred undead. Kai can't feel N's presence, and Thale remarks that the Eye and Audrey are absent. The two of them agree that there must be some danger of overusing the warlock powers granted by the Eye. Oblivious to this internal debate, Blossom makes casual conversation with Kai. What it's like being a changeling, how Blossom came to her faith of the Silver Flame, N's strange transformations, and how it reminded Blossom of her time in the Mournlands. The two successfully sneak aboard the Stormchaser and begin gathering supplies: food, weapons, healing potions. While they're there, the changeling notices the fingerprints of Willow's artificing in the Stormchaser's interiors, and where their presence has been deliberately removed. Just before Kai and Blossom depart the ship, the skeletons guarding the vessel are alerted. Kai sends Blossom ahead with the goods and manages to distract the skeletons long enough for them both to make their escape without being spotted. Within the fortress, Luca's sleep is interrupted by Madame Agatha at his door. She notices the augury skull in his possession, a piece of evidence stolen from Prince Khorvaire. "It is time to prove your loyalty to the Order," Madame Agatha declares. "Are you capable of assisting the Castellan?" Luca assents, and Madame Agatha informs him that there has been some malfunction in the spell engine that fuels the fortress's defenses. Luca must now maintain his cover as he helps repair the sabotage committed by his allies that were taken prisoner only hours ago. We pick up with Kai. Blossom's small halo of divine torchlight guides you forward through the darkness of the water as you tread back the way you came across the bottom of the seafloor towards the submarine grotto that lies at the foot of Fort Fathomless. The sacks of supplies you carry with you are weightless within the water, though your own footfalls inside the diving suit feel slow and heavy. Weaving between old drilling equipment and sunken detritus, you make your way back to the mouth of the cave, the darkness slowly receding as the flickering glow of the Stormchaser crew's campfire comes into view. Blossom steps ahead, offering her free hand to assist you as you break the surface and can suddenly feel the full weight of your hull. I will bring you to the place.
Woo! Yay! Barriers.
Yeah.
No more
Cover.
giant conglomeration of skeletons.
Yay!
Yay.
Wait, have we barricaded?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what you can see barrels and boxes on the map now that
Have
weren't
been
there
moved.
previously. Yeah,
Oh.
that
They have
weren't-
been moved around, actually.
Yeah, they weren't in this position previously, and they have been moved now. So if something comes down the elevator or out of the water, for that matter, we have cover.
Oh, smart.
Yes. Hello, Kai. What do you do as you are brought up from below the waves with all your stuff?
Yeah, I think Kai mostly is following kind of Blossom's lead, so we'll just trail along behind her, but he, of course, is low-key scanning the rest of the crew as he arrives on the scene just to try and get somewhat of a read of the room, of the temperature of the room, if anyone has got their weapon in their hands, you know.
Yeah. Give me either a perception or an insight check. Perception will give you more physical details, insight will give you more people details.
All right, we'll go insight this time.
Ooh.
17, okay, not bad.
17, that's pretty good. Immediately, the state of the room is less tense, in the sense of, like, people have actually settled and prepared. There's a proper campfire. Sous Chef Danny has received medical attention, and some barricades have been built up around the room to provide cover in case of other attacks.
All right, good.
I will bring us over to the attitude meter so that you can take stock of what has changed, or rather, what will be changing. Blossom has moved from sort of low to mid +1 to bordering +1, +2.
Yay. Orcon has moved slightly closer to just neutral. Just completely neutral, which I'll take.
That's crazy considering he saw you explode into flames.
He kicked me.
He kicked me.
Jean-Luc also back to neutral on the gear shift.
Yeah.
Neither part nor reversing.
Cool. So these are the updates. The other thing that you can tell is that there's sort of a spread of who is in good spirits and who isn't. I will say the people who seem to be in good spirits are Emma, Gardenia, Orcon, Eyepatch, and Jean-Luc. But you arrive on the scene with Blossom, who announces, "We have been successful in retrieving weaponry, food, and medical supplies."
I will kind of drag whatever he has on hand, his backpack, his whatever other bags of carrying he might be carting around, and like kind of swing them over and put them in an accessible place. And then back away.
Yeah.
That will include the crossbow and bolts.
Yeah. So you've brought crossbow and bolts, or?
Yeah, because Kai picked them up for himself to use, so he was carrying them as a weapon, and he will now be leaving the magical bolts, the normal bolts, and the light crossbow up for grabs for the rest of the crew.
I see. Good. All right. Yeah. Emma will say, "Thanks a lot, guys. Everybody, come pick up a weapon. Jean-Luc, you can figure out food." And Jean-Luc says, "Yes, finally. Oh, and you brought a pot. Excellent." So he starts digging through the supplies and being like, Emma is like talking to you and Blossom, like she's deliberately addressing you both as a show of good faith. It says, "So what's the state of the ship? How many guards?"
I did not get an exact count, but I can confirm there are skeletons patrolling the ship. For the majority of our visit, they were patrolling the upper decks. Unfortunately, when we were leaving, they heard our movements and came below decks. I do not know if they will linger there. If they behave anything like the guards that were stationed outside of your prison cells, they may return to their original patrols. after we have left, and they have determined there is no one present.
Good to know. Anything in terms of damage?
Nothing beyond what you are likely already aware of. The harpoon damage, and of course, the elemental having broken free of its encasement.
Blossom agrees with you. Yes, the damage to the ship's interiors was relatively superficial. Nothing that we wouldn't be able to fix quite easily. The only really outstanding issues are the harpoons, obviously, and the skeletons, and the elemental.
I had a question, if I may.
Emma gestures you to go ahead.
The shield that is installed on the Stormchaser, is it also dependent on the elemental?
Quick aside to Mim.
Hi.
Would Willow have built that into the elemental, or would that be a separate enchantment?
I think it makes sense, as the person who downed the elemental, that they would want the ship's shield to function kind of like on a backup generator.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Willow seems like the type to think that the shield needs to operate independently of everything else, because its function is to protect when things have gone wrong, maybe?
Exactly.
That kind of
Yeah.
thing.
So
Yeah.
it can't be. Yeah, exactly.
If the power goes
So,
out, you have that
Yeah.
extra generator.
Yeah, because the first thing, thinking like a saboteur, the first thing that you would go after is the heart of the ship, being the elemental engine. And then if you get that dealt with, and then it's like, and then everything shuts down, then it's just a bad shield, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I do think Willow's gonna back up thing. I do think that when it's at its prime, like when it's just passively going around, it's kind of like having your phone on charge.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, and it would probably demand a fair bit of like enchantment
Mm-hmm.
to keep it maintained and functional. But I do think that, it needs to be able to be self-sufficient.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
In which case, Emma says, no, it should run without the elemental being up, though. I don't know what happens if the elemental just leaves.
I nods. I will leave the final plan in your capable hands. However, I considered the possibility that the shields may be a valuable priority to consider. If we can bring it back up, remove the harpoons, then even if there are skeletons still patrolling the ship, we have reduced their ability to get back up, let's say. They can be dealt with. Will we find a way to remove the ship further from this precarious position?
Emma nods. Solid plan. Okay. So there's some background activity as Jean-Luc is doing, he is sort of dividing out things. You can hear the triplets like sneaking over and is like, can I have a biscuit? And Jean-Luc is like, you wait! Have some fruit in the meantime. And the triplets are kind of pouting a little bit.
We've
In the
had such a
background.
rough day.
I'm hungry.
You're hungry? And there were monsters? And my ship crashed?
Yeah. Everybody distributes out weapons. I believe everybody now has, like, a light crossbow and a pack of bolts,
Good.
with the exception of Gardenia and Orkhan, who
Have their weapons.
who have their weapons, who
Quote,
don't
unquote.
need more weapons.
Orkhan's got these hands.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So, everybody has moved up by like a third. So Emma is mid +1. Magda is on the border between -1 and 0. Gardenia is mid +1. Orkhan is on the border of 0 and +1. Blossom has stayed at the border of +1 and +2. Dorna is mid-zero. Triplets are close to -2 within the -1 zone, so a low -1. Glenn Lockwood is a high -2. Eye Patch is 0. Jean-Luc is border of 0 and +1, and Danny is on the border of -1 and 0. As like the weapons are distributed, you can see there's like a certain degree of like calm settling in of like, oh good, now I actually have something to work with. Where they have like the weapons that they had taken from the skeletons before, the crossbows and the swords and stuff, were like in poor condition, like clearly not maintained. These supplies from the ship are familiar to them. They are well maintained, and it's like easy to see now like everybody has a proper weapon. Dorna ditches the sword for the warhammer, hefts it in her hand, and gives it an approving look. The triplets are pretty antsy, but like at least now they all have like weaponry, so they're like checking over the crossbows, making sure they're loaded. They each have a pouch of ammo, and like I think each of them has an apple in hand and was like chewing on it, sort of a little subdued, but better for having weapons in hand. You know, there's a sense of agency that is improved about the room. Eye Patch, whom you still haven't been introduced to, takes two of the crossbows and packs of bolts, and brings one over to Glenn, who's kind of sitting in the corner behind one of the barricades, avoiding the hustle and bustle of the group. Eye Patch gives him a little tap on the shoulder and hands him the weapon.
Does anyone take the spell scrolls? Because those are also like removed from the suit, as Kai is also removing himself from the suit. And those
Blossom
are left
takes those.
Okay.
The Blossom takes those and starts gathering people around to see who needs healing.
Good.
Kind of everybody.
Yeah. Good. You go, Blossom.
Gardenia is staying on the far side next to the elevator, like kind of keeping an ear out. So I'll move you back here. I will have Blossom roll for Prayer of Healing. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. Blossom's probably going to heal herself.
Yes, good.
5. And then Orcon is slightly more damaged, so...
Yes, please help Orcon.
Okay, so...
Yeah. So don't worry about me. I'll be fine. I had the potion.
Yeah. Yes. Jean-Luc is back up to full health. Danny is back up to full health. Glenn is back up to full health. I think Eye Patch would probably tap out, so let's heal Emma and Orcon as well. Blossom is nearly back up to full health.
Oh, good.
Emma's pretty close to full health. Orcon is above half health now, so that's good. I think Blossom also hands out a potion of healing to one of the triplets that got beat up especially. One to Orcon and one to Gardenia. So they each get an extra 10. Cool. So Jean-Luc is sort of pounding together the ship's biscuit and rolling it with the cheese, setting the pot on the fire and making these little sort of fried cheese pancakes.
Better than cold beans, I guess. Doesn't take much.
There is no competition there. It is better than cold beans.
Okay, you say so. People with taste buds.
I forgot how depressing Kai was. Autonomic eating.
Kai doesn't have taste buds?
Yeah, Kai doesn't perceive
That's why he
taste.
can eat paper plates.
So as Gardenia accepts a health potion from Blossom, she'll gesture over to you, Kai, and say, "We have a talk."
Kai nods and will break off from where he has been wallflowering up until this point to
Mhm.
follow Gardenia.
Yeah.
So, where you want to go?
Yeah, I think she'll probably drag you or lead you over to this corner over here in the side where you're near-ish to the water, but also have some barrels to sit on.
Sure thing. Kai will follow quietly and kind of mirror whatever she does. So if she sits on a barrel, he will also sit on a barrel. If she stands, he'll
Mhm.
stand, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. She basically says, like a private conversation.
Kai nods again. Kind of gestures his hand for her to speak.
We'll say Gardenia has the message cantrip, so we can back and forth it.
Sounds good.
So we didn't really get to talk much
No.
before you headed out. How are you holding up?
Kai does, take a moment to visibly, consider. I'm still wounded. Psychologically, I am stable. That is my function among N's personas.
Uh-huh. And your powers?
I have not utilized them since the incident, but upon reflection, I think I better understand what occurred.
Which is?
Are you at all familiar with how elemental engines work, or how elementals work at all, when utilized by, say, the Wind Whisperers?
She nods.
I believe that as unsettling as what occurred was, what happened to N, to us, to me, was similar to what happens when an elemental engine is overcharged with magic. It backfired.
I see.
As N said, they can offer impressive feats of magic, but they need to rest between those displays. These circumstances have not allowed N to rest, which resulted in the previous incident.
She nods.
Fortunately, N seems to have not lost sight of protecting the crew even during the incident.
That's good to hear.
You were obviously occupied during the encounter with the creature from the depths. However, I can say from an internal perspective that N did not mean to harm any of you and remained focused on the enemy despite how disturbing their appearance was.
She nods again. Yeah, friendly fire sometimes happens, so that's just part of it. I don't think... She sort of pauses, and you can hear her working her jaw. as she thinks about her words.
Kai kind of watches her, not directly, but like he's kind of facing the rest of the crew, but like from the corner of his eye, he's watching her.
Mm-hmm. It's obviously hard to read her expression.
A little bit.
Considering that she is always wearing this full wooden mask that entirely covers her face, and she keeps her body language relatively neutral.
Yeah,
But
just
you can
two
hear
of
sort
us
of-
just sitting here as like statues with masks on of different varieties.
Oh wait, I need to make a joke. I need to make the joke. Someone asks Gardenia, "How do you feel?" and she says, "Wouldn't you like to know?" Anyway.
Thanks.
Gardenia sort of pauses and says, I'm sure you can tell the crew's pretty spooked,
Understandable.
but the main guy that you hit doesn't hold it against you.
That's good to know. Are there any particular threats among the crew that you would feel comfortable warning me about?
Threats? No. I wouldn't say threats, but morale is low.
Understandable.
And 2 out of 3 of the triplets, pretty sure you're an agent of chaos.
Thale laughs in the back of Kai's mind. Well, they're not wrong, but we're not going to back that up right now.
No. You're an agent of the ephemeral chaos, certainly.
I mean, I don't think that's going to help me either in this situation, frankly.
Nah.
I doubt my words can dissuade them from that opinion.
Nah, you're better off just acting in favor. I'm sure a meal and a little bit of downtime will smooth over the frayed nerves. The sooner we get out of here, the better.
Yes.
Goldilocks over there is pretty upset. She sort of chin gestures towards Glenn.
Kai glances over at him.
He's sort of like in quiet conversation with the guy with the eye patch, and seems very like troubled. You can see Glenn kind of like warily like combing his fingers through his hair, and like the curls are getting like frazzled from the nervous habit.
Mm-hmm. Do you think he would benefit from a task?
What sort of task do you have in mind?
If you overheard my conversation with Emma, I was proposing that we utilize the shield on the Stormchaser to better our chances when things become more dire, and when we are trying to possibly remove the ship from its precarious position.
Gardenia sort of tilts her head. I don't know. Anyway, that's not really why I wanted to pull you aside. I've got a couple questions. Hope you won't mind the fact that they're pretty personal.
Kai nods.
What's the source of your powers?
It was forced onto N by an unknown third party. We are in the process of investigating its exact origin.
Huh.
Kai kind of shifts a little bit to look Gardenia a bit more in the eye, as much as you can, considering the mask.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it may interest you to know that that third party is a member of House Fjarlin.
I think, like, you see Gardenia's ears, like, prick forwards. Like, even though you're, like, conversing in message, the, like, change in body language is like, noticeable.
Mm-hmm.
She goes, "Who?"
I believe we have a contract to seal before I share too much personal information.
Huh.
Once that is complete, I'd be happy to share.
Give me a charisma check.
Okay.
Bro, she told on herself anyway. You got what you needed. And backed it up with a 15.
15? Okay.
15? 15 is pretty good. Gardenia sort of like out a little disbelieving laugh of like, "You're a sly bargainer, even in this form."
I think we have mutual interests.
Oh, Top Brass was right. You really are an intriguing individual. First, let's get out of this cave. Then we can negotiate the fine print.
I agree. Right now, my priority is maintaining the crew's functionality. Regardless of what that requires of me, I will play that role.
Well, good luck to you. It's kind of a tough crowd.
I've faced tougher.
I think Gardenia acknowledges that with a nod. And there's a clattering sound as Jean-Luc says, "Dinner!" And people shuffle on up to get hot cheese bread.
Yay!
Cheese bread.
That would cheer me up. Rom.
Yeah.
Also Kai, and Kai doesn't have feelings. Also Anne, probably, but...
Yeah. With Thale like a grilled cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the little two index fingers poking each other. Gesture.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't mind. Say it in his voice, Rom.
I mean, I wouldn't mind.
There we go.
There he is. Cool. You are able to eat and take a seat and have a short rest. So please roll hit dice if you would
Yay.
be so kind.
Yes.
Yay.
Kai sits out, moves from the barrels he was sitting on over by the water with Gardenia over to the barrels by the wall, far away from the elevator and the crew.
You're not sitting with the crew?
No. I don't want to agitate their digestions with my presence. Anyway, hit
Your
dice.
excuse for why I can't
Go,
come
go.
to your party just dropped.
Okay, 7. Not bad. I will roll one more.
One more? Yeah.
Let's see. Not great.
That's a
4. But you know what?
But you're above 30.
Yes. So I'll take that. 2. And I've got my spell slots back. So that's good.
Gardenia will also roll hit dice for herself. Ooh.
Ooh, Gardenia.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice roll. So she recovers, oh gosh, like 20 HP. Good job.
Yay.
Eye Patch will roll a hit dice. That's enough.
That'll do, eye patch. That'll do.
Let's have Orcon. Speaking of eye patch, I think like while Kai is like sitting in the corner eating his grilled cheese alone. I think it's specifically Jean-Luc has sliced up some like apple and combined that with the cheese and biscuit, so it's like a crispy little pancakey thing.
Nice.
Cheese and apple goes well together.
It does. I like cheese and apple. Thale's having a good time with this.
Yeah. I was like, yay, warm food.
Hooray! Oh no, company.
I think he's just like eyeing you up across the room.
Yeah, I think Kai like lifts his head to look back in that way of like kind of acknowledgement that you are looking at me, but does not stare eye patch down. Just like, I know you're there, and then returns to his business.
Okay.
So if I can do like an insight check or something to try and get a read on
go for
what
it.
his vibe is, I will do that.
Yeah, go for it.
Eye patch communication.
Not 20!
Yeah!
Oh!
I know my
Good,
people.
good. On a nat 20 insight, you get the sense that he and Kai are very similar people.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, no.
They're like, this could go really well or really poorly.
He does not trust you. He is assessing you. And he is keeping shit on lock.
Oh no.
Kai is eating.
Sorry, that was...
Damn. Oh,
no.
Why did I roll that at disadvantage? That should be at normal.
But either way,
But
take the one on the left.
It's nat,
Yeah.
either way, nat
Oh, no.
one.
Dang.
The contrast might not be in my favor in this particular instance.
What are you looking at? Oh, eye patch.
He's just sitting there, menacingly. Kai eating grilled cheese. Well, he's not gonna approach you, so it's just a stare off.
Not even Kai's not even looking at him anymore. He's just staring
Yeah.
at Kai while Kai is like staring at the ground, eating grilled cheese. Not at the ground. That's too submissive. It's
Straight out at nothing.
yeah, at the wall.
I was gonna say, if a nat 20 is like a super duper insight, then what's a nat 1?
I think he's sitting there menacingly. Like Kai is not really doing anything to suggest menace other than existing. So I feel like the nat one is like the wrong opinion.
It is a
Right.
misread of character, I would say, on a nat
Great. That's exactly what you needed.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
like, oh, is intentionally
eating
setting
his
himself
cheese.
apart from the crew. He's making himself non-threatening. He's eating his cheese. He's minding it. No, like, that is a
he's
threat.
Fuck motherfucker. He's threatening. He's alone so he can scope us out.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, he's not even hanging out with the crew. He's such a
Yeah.
bad person. Yeah, okay, cool. That's nice.
Kai will continue to be a non-threat in some people's eyes, not his.
Yep. Cool. I have a general question of like, is Kai going to initiate any contact? Is Kai gonna try and do good PR, or is Thale gonna try and get Kai to do good PR?
I mean, I think he would approach Emma primarily.
Mm-hmm.
He's not just gonna waltz up to most of the crew right now,
Yeah.
but the captain is a good point
Yeah.
of contact, and also the captain appears to have a at least neutral opinion of
Yes.
him. So that is his target.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna say that while you are short resting, give me a perception check to see how much you can overhear.
Okay.
Not much.
5. I am sitting at a distance.
Okay. In which case, like, the Stormchaser crew has gathered around a little more closely. But there appears to be, like, some group conversation going around as people are eating and talking amongst each other. You can see At one point, Blossom looks over to you briefly and then turns back to talk to the others. You, I think, are absorbed in your own thoughts on that 5 perception check.
Mm-hmm.
So I will just roll something for Blossom. Okay.
It's a 10. I respect her for trying, but if it's what I think it is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Also, roll for...
Oh.
Emma rolled a nat 1 insight on Kai. You are a wall.
God.
Yeah. This is why you are a poor choice for this endeavor.
Max rolls a 17,
Why?
which is somewhat better. Oh, Mags, what are you like? Let me quickly review my notes. I think Mags trusts Blossom enough to be like, and sees you being a non-threat, that she's like, hey, N, was it?
Kai does lift his head at the name N and like looks at her.
Since we're all eating together, why don't we have a round of introductions?
Kai will nod and extract himself from the barrel he just sat upon and move over.
You don't have to say it like that. You could just say it like a normal person.
No.
File export Kai moves across the plane.
He'll stand next to Blossom since Blossom is his primary,
Yeah.
ambassador.
Yeah. People have scooted around a little bit to like make a room for you in the circle. Gardenia is keeping alert in the background, but she's close enough to hear. She's got those big old elf ears. Let's just go around the circle, Max says. Say each other's names. We didn't really get a proper introduction earlier, and, well, better late than never, right?
Kai nods.
He's making a persuasion check. To the rest of the crew, that's a 13. It's mid.
It's not bad. It could be worse.
Bad.
She rolled like 3 nat ones in the last few sessions. 4 maybe, I can't remember. A lot.
She's been rolling pretty consistently badly.
So this is a win to me.
Yeah. She says, I'm Nagda, second mate aboard the Stormchaser. Wife to Emma Brightwind. Emma does a little sort of eye roll, looks to the side. Emma Brightwind, first mate aboard the Stormchaser. Married to this gal. She kind of, like, puts an arm around Mag's shoulders and, like, pulls her in a little bit. Like, half hug. Blossom will pick up. She says, I am Blossom. I am the designated healer aboard the Stormchaser. I'm not married to anybody.
Oh.
She's married to me!
To Sarah.
To Sarah specifically. That's my wife!
She is very cute.
I think Orkhan will speak up next and says, Orkhan, helmsman. Joined up, about 2 years ago. Jean-Luc will speak up next and say, I am Jean-Luc, the chef, and this is my sous chef, Danny. She does a little, they do a little wave of like, hi. Dorna speaks up. Dorna, bosun. I've been here since Stormchaser. The triplets reluctantly speak up in tandem. Tara, Mara, Lara. We've been here since the Krakenslayer days. Finally, Eyepatch speaks up and says, and I'm One-Eyed Will. So here's my friend Glenn Lockwood. Glenn's like, I can introduce myself. Glenn Lockwood. Will says, I've been here about as long as Dorna. My friend Glenn here has joined up a little more recently. Glenn says, I think we got off a bit on the wrong foot, but circumstances are a bit dire. So you'll forgive me for not being my most eloquent self.
Kai nods. I do not hold any of your reactions to myself against you. Everything about this situation is unfortunate. You are most familiar with N, the white-haired persona. They are a changeling. I am one of their other personas. My name is Kai. I suppose you could call me a monster hunter.
I think Dorna says, suppose it takes one to hunt one.
Kai does not react to that. Doesn't nod or anything. Just kind of lets that roll. Though the inner Thale is like, yes, I saw that one coming.
Kai, could you give me a little just charisma check?
Okay.
I don't think this is persuasion.
Yeah, this is presence. 16.
16 is pretty good. I think while there is a certain degree of tension in the room that remains, there is a tiny improvement in morale. Very
Kai,
small.
you did it! You acted like a person!
Yay, good job, Kai. You might say a little bit something in response to the monster thing. Kai doesn't respond to Dorna's comment necessarily, but like after kind of a beat of silence, he basically continues speaking of like, you have crashed in a hostile place without your captain, been attacked by monsters, and watched someone you do not know display disturbing feats of magic. I understand your trepidation and your hostility, but I would like to put forward that despite the appearance of myself, we did strive to defend all of you. If you are able to look past appearances, then I would ask you to look instead on my actions. N broke you free at risk to themselves and their ally, Luca, and fought to protect all of you. And even at the height of their power surge, they protected you. Soon, the spell engine will reach some manner of critical state in response to N's sabotage. What matters most to me now is that all of you can function as a crew, regardless of me. If I am a hindrance, I will leave.
I think Emma speaks up and says, you've been really useful, and you've been a great help. I think it'd be fucking stupid to tell you to leave now. That would only worsen our chances all around. You might be a scary bastard, but at least you're on our side, which is more than what we can say for all the skeletons around here. Personally, I feel a bit better knowing that we've got a monster in our corner. There's a little round of here's from Magda, Orkan, Jean-Luc, and let's say Blossom.
Ah. I imagine her here to be particularly cute because she is cute.
Yeah. Here.
But who didn't hear? I'm like, okay, so Emma, Magda, Orkan, Jean-Luc, and Blossom are all like, here, and the rest?
Are neutral to mixed.
That'll do. Half is, like, about half.
Yeah. Gardenia didn't hear here because she doesn't.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm assuming she's on my side on account of I've now got my hooks in her.
Yeah. Yeah. Danny might have heard, but like, who could say they're so quiet? Maybe one of the triplets started to hear, but then
the other two didn't, so the first one stopped.
Yeah.
Peer pressure.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Probably the one that like broke fear first, like the fear status effect first was gonna hear, and then the one that did not. Like absolutely not.
Yeah. But I think that gives you enough time to have had your short rest. I think there's like a little bit of discussion of what next, what all inventory they have now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good. We did bring back a lot of stuff, like the building materials as well for possibly reinforcing the barricades. I don't know how fast we're montaging through, but also I would say that Kai would kind of pull Emma aside quickly to basically just reiterate the same thing he said to Gardenia to explain like what the power surge, how he reflected on the power surge and is comparing it to the elemental just to give her that same information, essentially. That same understanding of what happened.
Yeah. Yeah, you say that to Emma and she's like, all right, that makes sense. Yeah. All right. So, you still overheating or where you at?
Guy does take a moment to just like look at his arms and kind of consider himself. I believe I am in a better position to aid you without another event.
Emma's doing an insight check. 9. She nods. All right, take your word for it. You let us know if you're in over your head.
I will.
What's the state of the others?
I have not been in contact with them since the attack on your crew. If you like, I could get in contact with them.
Might be good to check what's going on.
Kai nods. And yeah, he'll peel away to open up his book. There's a slight hesitation in like putting pencil to paper because of what happened last time, but this is perhaps a non-lethal way to check how the powers are doing after about an hour of cooldown.
Yeah. It's been about 2 hours, I would say. Like you had the hour of like going through the Stormchaser where you didn't use your powers basically at all, aside from message, which has been relatively safe.
Yeah, message and minor illusion, which is not attached to my eye.
Yes, that's a spell you had beforehand. And then you've had a second hour of like short resting, eating, doing all that.
Yes, I think the food has definitely helped. Like, not only was
Oh, yeah.
En using a lot of magic, like, back to back to back, they also hadn't eaten in quite a long time, and we've established that
Yeah.
En needs a lot of food to fuel their magic, so that probably didn't help.
Yeah, you were like, Kai, I think, is now realizing, like, oh, you're finally digesting stuff, and it's like, no longer have the hunger shakes.
You're not yourself when you're hungry. You are a mass of eyeballs and smoke.
I was a little hypoglycemic. Now.
So food definitely helps. So Kai will open up the book and
who you gonna call first?
Ghostbusters?
I think considering the engine is on Kai's mind and his concerns about that, we're starting to like edge towards the hour where that might start becoming, let's say, visible to the other people in the fortress. So his main concern right now is kind of that. Like, he trusts that Willow is going to stay the course. We'll check in on them later. But for now, yeah, Luca will be the first one that he contacts. So, yes. We will contact Luca. And Kai will say to Luca, "Dead yet?"
Ooh. Uh-oh.
Do I notice that is a very different sound? First of all.
No, it's En's voice.
It's En's voice.
Oh, yeah.
How you... Oh.
I am En.
Do I notice that it's En? Like, can I discern if anything is wrong?
Why would you? It's
Deception versus insight, I guess. Make a fucking insight check.
I don't know if I could beat En's deception modifier.
Make a check.
I mean, you can, but...
Roll that dice.
I mean, you could probably wait until more is said than just En's tagline.
18.
Alright, not bad. Should I roll a deception, Zeke, you say? Let's see how
roll secretly to me.
Secretly.
So. Okay.
Sounds like En. And you have bigger problems ahead of you, Luca, as you are being led by Madame Agatha towards the front lobby.
Yes.
She has not talked to you just yet. So.
Luca will reply, "Not yet, but give me time. I may be on the death march."
What's happening?
Oh.
How to make this a concise response that will also be useful.
You could say they've noticed a malfunction.
Yep. That's not the issue, though. They have noticed the engine is malfunctioning. And I have to admit something. The skull from Kolberkon's ship, I have it with me, and she saw it.
Thale and Kai in unison rub at their temples.
I think as you are waiting to see if En will message you again, Madame Agatha speaks up and says, "You spent some time with the young master. I'm sure he's told you a little bit about the history of this place, but has he told you anything of what happened to his mother, the Castellan's former wife?"
Luca... Oh, this sounds awful already. Luca shakes his head slightly. He has not.
Well, the long story short is that she sided with the turncoats of Karnath. She begged him to disarm, to abandon the order, to abandon his legacy, his home, everything he had worked to maintain and protect. She would ask a man to give up the entirety of his life, for some startup regent who would betray her allies for political clout. Madame Agatha shakes her head. Such arrogance. Simply because she was the mother of his heir. Such sentimentality rots the foundations of discipline. Naturally, the master had to do away with her, along with the rest of the traitors.
I feel like this is the moment where we need webcams because the face that I was just stuck on.
I'm sorry, Luca, as you're processing this, and we'll follow up. Are you in danger?
You can respond to message or to the sending spell mentally.
Luca takes a breath to separate out his thoughts. He's still waking up a bit. He replies very quickly to N, I think so. And tells N to check in 5 minutes.
And we'll go silent.
And says to Madame Agatha, "That is a great tragedy."
Indeed. I hope you learn your lessons from the past. Take care not to repeat them. There's just the staccato of her heels on the stone floors, echoing during this whole exchange.
Yep, cool.
You arrive at the elevator and see the Castellan is recasting necromancy to control the skeletons that power the gears there manually. Says, good, Falcon Term, you're here.
Sir?
He nods over to his son, who has your sword and shield, and provides them back to you.
Oh. Luca is very careful in taking them back. Not to look too eager.
The Castellan stares you down and says, "There is a state of emergency. Your help is required. Don't disappoint me."
Luca sets a determined expression on his face and nods.
He enters the elevator. Wolfram the Fourth and Madame Agatha follow.
Am I joining them?
You better.
Yeah, okay. Is it big enough for all of this and then all of that?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
It did take the whole Stormchaser crew down in two
Oh my god, yeah, it
shifts,
did.
so
Yeah, okay.
it's a big elevator.
Okay, Luca goes in. Yep.
And you begin to descend into the depths. We'll cut back to N. What's Kai doing while...
Yeah. I mean, since he has been instructed to wait, he might as well check in with Willow in that time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So same routine with Willow. It's Anne's voice. Going, dead yet?
Hey, I know that, I was saying before, Luca rolled a check. Should I roll a check?
If you want to.
Alright, what am I rolling? Insight?
Yes, please.
Yes.
At disadvantage, though.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Not one!
Okay.
Natural one.
You know what? I will roll, just in case I get a natural one, too. I'm gonna make it
Okay.
fair.
Mhm.
You know what?
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
To GM. I did not get a natural one.
Yep, you have no reason to believe that there is anything wrong. Sounds like En's checking in. You have just finished up with Mei Mei?
Yeah, I think you catch me kind of halfway between here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming, yep, I've just finished the convo with Mei Mei. Mei Mei's probably gone off on the homework quest I sent her on. And I'm not aimlessly wandering, but I am just sort of in the middle between spaces. Corridors, I guess is what we'd call them.
Yeah.
Looking out the window, doing that kind of idle stuff. There's not much else to do. Honestly, Willow takes a deep breath, like they're so relieved to hear from En.
Oh.
How's that feel? Oh, feel bad yet?
No, that means this is working.
No, exactly. My nat 1 gives you not just that you convinced me, but that Willow is comforted by hearing that it's En and that nothing's gone wrong.
Oh, Willow.
Players dealing each other psychic damage in the background.
Isn't that what D&D is about?
Yes.
Yeah. So, Willow, feeling full body relief, says, somehow no. You?
We're doing all right. We're holding on. Crew is still all accounted for.
And Luca?
Luca may be running into some problems. I just contacted him, and his response to me asking if he was in danger was essentially a yes, and to contact him in 5 minutes, so that is what I will do.
Willow isn't happy to hear that, but they, look, they're trying to remain positive. No, not positive, they're trying to remain... The outlook is still not decided. So, Willow
Yeah,
nod.
Luca didn't say I'm in danger, come save me.
Yeah, that 5 minutes, that's okay. That's like a building danger, and that's what Willow will say back to En. Well, I suppose that's been the case the entire time. Still trying to move as quickly as we can. We've at least restored our pace.
Okay, good. We are reaching about the hour that I predicted the engine would begin overheating, or at least showing complications to the rest of the fortress. So there's a possibility that could either... That may either be the reason Luca is in danger, or the distraction that will prevent further danger. I have yet to truly figure that situation out.
Well, I'm sure the most important details will make themselves apparent to you sooner than later.
Yes. Fortunately, we have acquired weapons, food, and other building material to erect barricades around the pond cave.
Okay.
We made contact with the Stormchaser. The ship's medic, Blossom, and myself used an underwater passage to board the Stormchaser and collect provisions.
Willow does squint at we made contact with the Stormchaser. They like squint and tilt their head. Like, that's a weird way to say it. And I'm letting my nat 1 roll here because Willow would usually be like, that doesn't sound like En. Anyway, but Willow will say, oh, you made contact with the Stormchaser. What do you think?
It's very impressive. It's a shame I had to see it like this. I would have much rather to see it in its former glory.
Much more impressive when it's flying, yeah.
Yeah, but...
Still, if you were able to retrieve supplies, then the ship is also still in workable condition.
Yeah, that's the hope. According to a discussion I had with Emma, the shield that you installed in the Stormchaser, that's independent of the elemental now missing.
Yes, of course.
we were discussing the possibility of utilizing the shield to better our chances if things get rough. I don't suppose you have any advice on that front? I understand this might be a prickly topic. I apologize.
No. Willow, I think out loud you see like their kind of aimlessness turns into, oh, okay, no, of course I can work with that. They need assistance. Both the spell engine is something that I can possibly assist on, and also, of course, the Stormchaser's shield. Yeah, that makes sense. Now that I know that it's not sunk to the bottom of the sea or anything, or that it isn't like inaccessible, you guys have accessed it. Yeah, of course, I'm gonna think about what I can do to help restore it, even if the ship's flight chances like can't be restored until we get an elemental in it. So I'm imagining Willow kind of goes automatically to their workshop, which I presume is empty. No one has a reason to go in there.
Nope.
And then they're gonna set down some of their books and lay it out just to re-jog their memory, because the way that I'm imagining it is like the shield, Coulton mentioned before, the shield is installed in the engine room, but like it's obviously its power source isn't only there. Yeah?
Yeah.
Otherwise, you know, if the engine explodes or something, then that's silly.
Yeah. I would say like the centralized thing is there, but it's installed into like the various nodes that power the wind wards as well.
Yeah. So the way I'm kind of imagining it too is, you know, the struts. I'm thinking of this as a video game. If you were to like, if this were a sandbox game, you got the entire Stormchaser and you have to like replace certain nodes all around the external part of the ship, but then it's like a magnet game with the internal side of the ship too. So you're like restoring the communications. Think of it like fish dog's fins. Think if all three of those are nodes. I'm just checking that this makes sense, and then I'll explain it back to N, probably using that imagery. Zeke, do you think of it as something that has physically, like probably physically fallen at this stage into the water or into the Stormchaser and has to be placed back into position?
I don't know if physically fallen off so much as like the pieces have been probably jostled loose or powered down in some way.
Yeah, I don't want them to be retrieving stuff from like the ocean. That doesn't make sense.
No,
there's two.
I think it's way more like it's probably like the circuits are fried or something like that.
Yeah, and I do imagine it's the kind of thing where like, say it follows the circuitry of the ship. It'd be the sort of thing where you want a different circuit on numerous places so that if one busts, it doesn't take them all down. It's not Christmas lights, you know? Yeah,
it's parallel circuits.
Yeah, so I think what Willow's gonna do is explain to N, best they can, the different places on the ship that need to be accessed and repaired. Can I say, we can probably noodle around with this later, but like off the top of my head, it's something like, say that there's 8. 4 of them are going to be in like an easy to reach place. 2 of them are probably on the deck, and then 2 of them are in a bit more tricky spot. Like then that would probably reach it back to normal. Yeah. And then with 2 backups.
Yeah, Kai is like, he's taken out a spare piece of paper and pretty much started to like illustrate these instructions, like not only write them down, but do a really rough kind of blueprint of where they're located as Willow is describing this to him.
Yeah. What he'll basically see, and the reason I said 8 is because the visual that he's been left with is like a diamond. Right. And he has to restore primarily the topmost, the bottommost, the left and the right. But then like a nautical compass, there's also the, you know, northeast, southeast, southwest. Yeah. Northwest. Those axes. Kind of like a star.
Yeah. Great. The deck where all the skeletons are. Okay.
Yes. I think Willow will also say, you know, am I under the impression that there is somewhere. No, okay. I think Willow will mention that the trickiest ones to get to is probably the topmost one on the struts, which might not be entirely necessary, but if you can't access, say, the bottommost one in the cargo area, then that would be your next best bet. But it requires a good climber. But it's one of those things.
Kai briefly looks towards Gardenia.
Willow's just prattling off about depending on who's there, Willow will ask again. You said that the Stormchaser is floating under surveillance, I assume. Skeletons?
Yes, there are skeletons patrolling the upper decks. We mainly gathered provisions from the mess, the lower decks, the armory, and there was nothing up in those decks, but higher than that, definitely some patrolling skeletons. Don't know how many kind of got the hell out of there before we got caught.
We'll nod. Well, then they'll all be tricky to get to, though there are a fair few to be activated without disturbing the externals. More or less an attempt to make them as versatile as possible. Hopefully that helps.
My hope would be that if the engine can malfunction to a point that the skeletons are also malfunctioning, that may be our opening.
That is the spell engine.
Sorry, what?
You said if the engine's going to malfunction, Willow's that is the spell engine, hopefully not the Stormchasers.
Yes.
It's a joke. Willow kind of snickers.
Oh, yes.
Trust,
Engineer
there is no
humor.
more... There is no more malfunctioning to be had of the Stormchaser. The engine is gone. Nevertheless... Sorry about that. My pat Willow on the head. Fucking nerd.
They're so cute.
Yeah, the... Anywho, as for the spell engine, Zeke, because I'm sort of thinking of it again, is there any more advice I can offer in that regard? I know that it's malfunctioning. I know that's going to shut down the skeletons. I offered some advice about it. I don't know if there's anything else I can give.
I don't think there is,
Willow's thinking, if they can get the spell engine activated, though, that is very hopeful. That is very positive.
Yes.
And not only that, it's a task. It's a task for the Stormchaser crew to rally with, which is a good thing in these dire circumstances, right? A project. Yeah, that's good. And it's not an impossible project, assuming that Willow will ask, do you have any technically savvy people aboard? Other than yourself?
There is no artificer here, but Emma and some of the others seem decently confident that they can make it work.
Of course.
Emma said something like, we can repair our own shit.
Willow kind of rolls their eyes and nods. One would hope. But you're correct. It's made to be maintained by the crew. So you'll all be able to do it. Granted, it will be a beacon to the rest of the fortress, but with the spell engine exploding, that's beacon enough.
Yeah, ideally... Well, either it's going to be used to give us the edge we need to maybe make some distance, or be a haven if everything really does go to shit.
Willow's heart crumbles, I think. Yeah, I think their heart just crumbled a little.
Positive?
Oh, that old gag. I forgot you were there. Willow, after a small pause, says, that's the hope.
I'll have to see if I can get in contact with Luca and get a better read on the current status of the skeletons.
Please. Hopefully by now he's made best friends with the Castellan.
One can hope.
And we can avoid any bloodshed thereafter. Sorry.
I hope so. Is there anything else I should know? Or anything else you want to know?
running through my mind of what we've gone through recently. I spoke to May. Had a big old argument with Coulton. Fixed up the engine.
Had a nap.
I had a nap, yeah. No, I think there's a little pause. Willow will then just say, thanks for everything.
Of course. I will do my best to make sure that everyone comes out of this as unscathed as possible.
I think you can roll another inside check on that.
I was
Willow.
just gonna
I
ask.
was just gonna say, I just did the real life Willow head tilt of course. Like,
Who the fuck is this?
no, because
Who am I talking to?
Oh!
I got a 19.
19.
At disadvantage, and my next one was 20. Willow tips their head.
Oh.
Oh, sorry.
Can I?
no.
What?
And they beat you.
What? Huh?
I rolled deception.
Mm-hmm.
Oh! Oh, you dog!
And sounds tired.
Mean.
And it sounds
Is
like
what
they're
you get.
struggling to accept thanks right now. Like they're unsure of how to respond.
Willow does feel a twang of something wrong. But, of course, they just think that it's the stress of this situation. Willow will probably add... What can I say in this situation? Look after yourself. Hey, I know that you're stranded in a fort because of all of this, but... Are you okay? Have you considered taking a mental health break? Oh my god. What do I say? Willow's going through all of the annoying things they could ask in this instance. I think mainly, but they're in a new habit. They said thank you with their whole heart and responded strangely, and that's okay.
And is genuine. It just seems like they're
No,
not
of
sure how to
course.
take it.
No, I'm not sure how to take it.
Not sure how to respond, I think is better. Like, just doesn't know how to respond to it. But it is
Yeah.
accepting of it.
Look, Willow then, with not much more to know what to say, will just say, but I'll save all that sappy stuff for when we meet, yes?
Yeah. Hopefully soon.
Fast as we can. I think I said that last time.
It remains to be true.
Who knows, maybe faster.
Yep.
If the winds would favor me. Just once. Take care. Take breaks if you can.
Don't worry, I've gotten a chance to take a break. Even have something to eat. I'm managing okay.
Good. Anyway, check on Luca in case he's dead.
Will do. Take care, Willow.
Good luck.
Break a leg.
Willow squints. Nah, it's okay. Willow, like, if their ears keep doing that thing like, nah.
They're weird, right? No.
Break a leg. Nah, it's okay. Ends in a stressful situation.
Yeah. And
Oh my
having
god, there's
time.
a veil coming through. Jesus Christ.
We're firing on all
What's happening?
cylinders here.
No, all cylinders except N. But it's
That
okay.
cylinder
Willow,
burnt out.
Willow nods, and you know what? After that conversation, they feel happy to have heard from you, and they are eager to get the next update. But I'm in my room now, so I guess I'll just keep on. You know what? I said something interesting at the end there. I think Willow's going to kind of muse about stuff.
Mm-hmm. We follow Luca and the Fort Fathomless household down through the elevator to the industrial chamber.
Actually got a cool transition scene of like Willow's looking at the little diagram that they made, and then like as they're looking at the diagram that they made on the paper, Luca POV of the like spell engine room a little bit. He hasn't seen the room yet, I don't think. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Castellan uses a ring to dismiss the ward on the main doors and commands Luca and his son, Wolfram IV, make a sweep of the perimeter. He and Madame Agatha head upstairs to the control room. So, doors are opened, and Luca, you stand with Wolfram IV at the doorway to this cavernous hole where, like, the din of machinery just immediately overwhelms you as you step in. There's the hiss of furnaces, the clatter of the flywheels as they spin, the sound of faltering skeletal steps, crackle of electricity. It's just this wall of noise as you enter in to the room. It smells of, like, engine oil, dust, salt, rust, ozone. Just this overwhelming, loud room. The ceilings are like 60 feet up, and you can see sort of like this like enormous capstan in the center where various skeletons are like falteringly trying to spin it.
Are they like failing?
Yes, there's like a little bit of a hiccup in their steps.
Does this... Have I been in anything like this before?
No.
Cool. Fresh experiences for Luca.
Yeah. Neat.
Okay, and to be clear, N hasn't told me what they did in here.
No.
Yeah,
Nope.
okay, cool. I thought as much.
Wolfram steps forward.
I'll follow.
Start making a sweep of the area.
Oh.
He rolled
That made me nervous.
a 2.
Did you
The
guys
dice-
see it
yeah,
linger?
The dice
for a second?
grazed over a nat 20.
Oh man.
Not today,
It
bitch.
took a moment.
It's 5.
So, Wolfram rolls a 5. He does a quick jog around the perimeter, sort of walking to the center of the room. I assume, Luca, you follow.
Oh, yes. Luca's curious about all of this.
Make a perception
Fine.
check.
Figure out how it works. Perception.
Actually, if you're trying to figure out how it works, this would likely be an Arcana
Goodness.
check.
Oh, damn. Well,
Can you do
Can
But
better?
I-
if you're just looking around,
I am looking around, so
God, you are the
I'm...
better son.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah, I'm mostly looking around. I'm not going to pretend I can figure out how this works. So I guess looking around, trying to see if anything is like familiar or if anything looks notably dysfunctional.
I think you look around and you can see in the distance corner of the room there's like a slight shimmer of water on the ground. That's probably not supposed to be there. But you look around and you can see like these big furnaces lining the right side of the room. These like sparking arc pylons, and above here where everything is sort of funneling into this like big dial of a runic circle that is now flickering dimly.
Wow. It is impressive, at the very least. I can admit
Yeah.
that.
The noise is tremendous in here.
Luca taps Wolfram on the shoulder and points at the main like circle spinning area and asks, "What does that do?"
Mhm. I will say it's so fucking loud in here. So it's
What
it's
does that do?
It fuels the spell engine.
He's not fun. He has no whimsy in him. I don't know why I expect anything better.
Just
wrong
like
with
his
you?
father.
Good duck. Okay.
What are these like steps here?
Oh, those lead down. This is like down in a pit. So you have to climb
Ooh.
down the stairs to get to the capstan where you just like now that you're closer, you can see that like as the skeletons are like pushing this giant capstan, they are walking across what looks to be like engraved runes on the circle that are like basically creating the chant of the spell to keep it going.
Luca drags Wolfram forward so he can have a better look.
I don't think Wolfram like slaps your hand away.
Aw. He has no fun in him. Luca's still leaning over
We're on
slightly
a mission here. You're on a mission together.
with his
Wolfram
hands on
says,
his hips.
We're looking for intruders or anything amiss. I don't see anything.
What? Sorry. Couldn't resist. Sorry.
Do you see anything amiss?
Well, if I had a second pair of eyes, gives him a look like that's why I wanted your help.
Oh.
Yep. Wolfram rolls his eyes and looks over. There's nothing wrong here.
Luca's craning his head, tilting slightly, and then shakes his head. No, nothing here. And steps back to Wolfram's side and waits for an order, it seems like.
Mm-hmm. Wolfram says, I think the area is clear.
What are we looking for?
Any sign of tampering? Any obvious malfunction?
The machines are old. Is it possible they're simply falling to time?
Let's hope it's just that.
Luca kind of sighs a bit.
Wolfram stalks forward back the way you came.
In which case, we should be checking each individual element. Why? To waste time.
Oh.
Yeah. Check everything. Starting on the
if-
far upper
Yeah,
right corner.
Luca's literally we'll start here because I think I know what the problem is. So we'll start up here and slowly. Where's the thing? We'll slowly go like this.
Oh my god.
Oh, and then we have to go up here. And this won't be troublesome for me because I'm not afraid of heights or anything. And then we'll go back down here. And then, I don't know, I guess that's everything, right?
Wolfram, the cooling tech. I think that's all. Yeah, it's all. The cooling tanks.
Well, they're cooling. They're probably fine.
They're just
How would
water.
that
Yeah,
work?
they are very cool.
Yeah, they're just water. They're just big pots. How is that gonna fail?
Make a persuasion check to lead Wolfram on a merry goose chase around the perimeter.
Oh my
That
god.
is a 24, baby!
Okay. Wolfram concedes that you should probably be thorough. Just because there's nothing obvious doesn't mean that there isn't somebody hiding in the stacks.
Was he not gonna be
So-
thorough without my intervention? Oh, honey, this
He
is
was
why I'm the
very
favorite
impatient.
son.
Yeah.
I mean, there's other places he could check, so I guess you're right.
Okay, so
Come along.
you take your time. I think at this point, as you are leading Wolfram along to carefully examine every corner, you'll be able to roll again for a perception check.
Does the fact that he literally can't see from this angle impact the perception check?
In a sense, yes.
Because there's that big, huge machine. Oh well.
Just the fact you
Well,
got
he
an
rolled an 8, so you don't worry about it.
Brother. Man.
He finds this place boring and loud and annoying.
Wow.
Oh.
Ooh. Oh my god.
Do I notice that?
I don't know. Give me an insight check.
Yeah. What can I? I'm trying to figure out everything I can use.
Oh my god.
That
Oh
is
my
a
God.
23.
You're decimating this boy.
Truly, like, you have a sense that Wolfrin finds this like one of the most tedious chores to deal with.
Interesting. Okay.
It is clearly a place where he has been before, but the fact that it's malfunctioning is like a nuisance to him. Not an unfamiliar one either. Of like, this has happened before and it's been a pain in the ass every time. You know?
Can I ask him a question?
Sure.
I would like to ask is there a reason you haven't hired someone to oversee the Luca gestures, the whole thing?
You'll have to take that up with my father.
Luca pulls the face. Seems like a worthwhile investment.
The implication is that the Castellan has very little trust or interest in inviting outsiders.
Yeah. Points at self.
I know you're quickly becoming the favorite son. I'm kidding.
It's not a good thing to be.
No, that's why
Exactly.
I'm kidding. I was gonna ask if, in this process of like checking everything, if this would be a time where Kai might contact Luca.
Yes, I would say that, like, as you're walking around doing a thorough sweep, Kai would be able to talk.
Yeah, so
Or rather, N!
and it's here, and contacts Luca again. Your status
Alive?
and the danger.
Not as dangerous as I thought. For now.
Sidebar, Ron.
Mm-hmm.
Would you roll me a D100, please?
Oh no!
Oh no!
D100. It's a
35.
35.
Luca, where do you think you are at this point?
How long do you think we've been investigating? Because by Luca's logic, we should be like up here somewhere. If we're like in the beginnings of it.
Yeah, I think so. So let's put you
I'm gonna
guys
put-
here.
Him on that side, yeah. So that
Okay.
his vision is still quite blocked by these giant like spinners. These giant spinners. Giant fidget
Yeah.
spinners. I can't remember what wheels. That's the word I'm looking for.
Wow.
Can
You're
measure
not
the track
wrong.
of human civilization by the invention of the fidgets.
Oh my
Truly,
God.
we are at our most funny when we are most stressed.
Yeah.
Honestly, all
Yeah.
comedy is derived from fear.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Luca, roll me a d6.
Ooh. Why am I so excited? That's a 4.
Oh, panic.
Okay.
Going to shit my pants.
Okay. As you are investigating, there is a sudden spark as this electrical capacitor detonates in a shower of lightning sparks. You luckily are far enough away that you do not get caught in the blast.
Is my new best buddy in the blast? Ready?
He is not.
Okay, good.
He was keeping pace with you.
Oh.
But there is a startle. As like this like big loud explosion of electricity flares out. I
think Luca- On instinct, like starts to draw his sword, and then pauses, and then assesses, then looks over at Wolfrin. I think we found the problem.
There is a second blast as the one further away
Ooh.
also
Okay.
erupts into lightning.
Is the lightning like spitting out everywhere, or is it like gone?
It's like a big blast that flares up in like a 10-foot wide cube within the capacitor's area.
Okay. Luca like is armed immediately and run.
With a metal sword.
No, with his metal shield. Get it right.
Far out.
Willow in the distance suffers psychic damage. Wait, no.
And then he kind of like, what's the word, like clotheslines Wolfren and starts just running with him. Get out of
Yeah.
the way.
Yeah, I think Wolfren also like runs with you, and is like casting a cantrip to basically alert his father. And there, as you are moving away, give me dexterity checks.
Okay. Just for the flavor, Luca has his shield over Wolfren rather than himself.
Okay.
Of course.
Dex?
Okay.
Where are we
Yeah.
at?
Oh, nice.
Yep.
18.
Okay. You guys manage to safely navigate the pathways back, and there is like this loud, like all the like you can hear the sparking and crackling in the background as like another two of the capacitors overload and start detonating.
Ugh.
And then there's this sudden like as the power is turned off entirely.
Oh!
I think at this point, Kai's follow-up question comes through. And the status of the skeletons?
Everything around you shudders to a stop. The electrical capacitors go dark.
Ooh, that's
Four
creepy.
of them, their bulbs cracked and like fried. You can smell this like bitter, burnt wire and ozone in the air. The flywheels and pistons slow to a stop. They're like big mechanical like blades roaring to a halt. Sort of like wood, 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 wood. And behind you, all of the skeletons pushing the capstan just collapse to the ground in like this loud clatter of like bones disarticulating. And while the overhead lights remain on, it is suddenly very quiet.
Imagine that's particularly eerie. A room that exists to function and have noise in it going silent and still is kind of creepy in its own way. Which is cool. Cool. Okay,
Yeah.
Luca is not going to think about the fact that he just saw a bunch of people re-die. That's not... whatever. Nope. Okay. He's still protecting
think
Ulrich.
as-
I mean,
Yeah.
Oh!
Wolfram.
Wolfren.
Oh!
That was not intentional. That was just because I'm stupid. Luca gestures for Wolfren to start returning to his father and keeping like a protective arm over him in case something else goes wrong, and responds to N that everything stopped.
Good to know. And that's... Kai is going to start doing things. After that, I'll just leave it at that. Kai has closed the
Yeah,
book.
boy!
Yeah, I think one of the skulls has like from one of the skeletons like over here has like rolled away, and Wolfram ends up stopping it with his boot and gives it a distasteful look. Let's head on back to the control room.
Luca pats his shoulder a bit and looks him over. Are you injured?
No.
We know what's wrong. We can fix it.
Stupid machine.
Not a fan?
I don't think he responds.
Oh,
He's,
fascinating.
I think he's too busy walking ahead.
Does he kind of walk looking ahead? He doesn't seem like the type to look around him as he walks.
No. Beelines it.
So if I casually just stay on this side of him.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'd stay on this side so I could keep his gaze this way
Mm-hmm.
with quiet chatter.
Yeah. Don't think he's in much mood for talking.
No, unfortunately not.
You head back into the control room, and the Castellan is sourly looking over the control panel.
Oh!
Rolled a 9 Arcana check.
Haha.
Ah!
I don't understand. How could this have gone wrong? All systems were normal. Agatha
Excuse me?
also rolled bad. She rolled a 10,
Ooh!
which is
Ugh.
mid.
We are winning right now.
High five, high five, high five.
High
It's
fives. Guys, plan. Awesome. Good job. Us. Go team.
So far, not too bad.
Yeah.
Wolfram comes in and reports several of the electrical capacitors have exploded. The Castellan's like, I can see that. What I don't understand is why the system started malfunctioning to begin with. Did you tamper with anything down here? Wolfram's like, of course not, sir. I have not been down here for weeks, sir. It's like, goes back to examining the dials.
Luca's going to say, is it not possible the machines themselves have been affected by age? When we were examining them, they did seem... Luca looks for a polite way to say old.
Age is no excuse for competence.
Oh, that's such low-hanging fruit. Do I pick it and eat it? No, Luca's trying not to get his ass thrown in jail again.
Castellan turns to Wolfram and says, give me a full report of every piece of equipment.
Oh.
Wolfram says, yes, sir. And starts heading out.
Oh my god, again? Honey!
Well, you didn't finish. You only got as far as that up there when it
That's
exploded
true.
and you had to turn it off. So
Okay.
he doubles back around. What does Luca do?
Were we in the whole corridor while we were talking to them?
You were up in this room.
Okay, so can I just have a quick squiz around the room? Anything interesting?
Sure. Give me a perception check.
Anything look different from when Kai was here for the audience's sake?
It's no audience.
Yeah, okay, that's an 11, not my best. I'm here
as
to
far as you
fuck with the people, not with the rooms.
Yeah, this is beyond you in all senses. This looks very complicated technical things. In some ways, you are glad that you don't understand any of this so that you cannot accidentally help.
Mm-hmm. Valid. Can I ask one question then? I assume there's a window into viewing the... Yeah.
Yes.
How much can we see from here?
You can see sort of... This is as far
Okay.
as sort of the angle goes.
And
so
then
you
the
can
same
see
sort
a
of...
vast majority of the room. Yeah.
Same sort of thing the other direction. Okay.
Yeah.
And you're so smart for going down here. Out of sight, out of mind. Smart.
Mhm. Yeah.
All right. Is the implication that I should be assisting him still?
There has been no order to the contrary. But stick around and find out. If you wanna.
I'm tempted to have him stay here.
With the Castellan,
Hmm.
after being mortally threatened by Agatha.
Well, yeah.
You're stronger than me.
I just want to see what he does, you know? Like, I want to push his buttons.
I guess he is already annoyed, huh? You want to witness old man fury.
Or see if he tells me to go and assist.
Yeah, true.
Because Luca's logic is like 2 heads are better than 1. So we don't actually want his assistance in cataloging everything because eventually he will get to the thing that's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
True.
And Castellan looks over his shoulder at you and says, "Is there something to say, Falcon Term?"
Just awaiting orders, sir.
Do you have any experience with this sort of machinery?
Luca shakes his head, no.
Well, then you can't be any more of a hindrance than my son. Go assist him.
Oh my god.
Yep. That's about what I expected.
But he said it out loud!
I'm sure he
yeah.
said it to Wolfron's face.
I mean,
How
he killed
does-
his wife, so...
Yeah, Jesus. His list of crimes.
The bar is in her grave.
Yeah. How does Madame Agatha respond to that? I'm curious. Is she chill with that? Like,
Make an insight check.
don't fail me now.
Yes.
19.
She does not react.
Oh.
She
Interesting.
continues with her work.
Hmm.
Thank God. I hate this house.
Okay. Luca's thinking. Luca's thinking. Luca thinks, guys. Are you excited for that?
I believe you.
This house is a fucking nightmare, except you, Luca. You're alright.
Oh, thank you. As not to speed up the work, I think Luca will follow Wolfren and basically examine everything he does at the same time, just to
Mm-hmm.
rather
Be
than
thorough.
we gotta be
Luca
thorough.
is
We don't.
giving. Well, Luca is giving Wolfram the help action.
Yeah.
Quote unquote.
Yeah, we don't want to get this wrong. So Luca's checking his homework before he gives it to his dad. You know,
Mhm,
you don't want to get
mhm,
yelled at by your angry dad for getting low marks. So
mhm,
Luca's gonna check it for you.
mhm. All right. So the camera pans as Wolfram and Luca start carefully examining the machinery, and we see the camera pan downwards through the underground levels to the submarine grotto where Kai is with the Stormchaser crew.
Yeah, so Kai has snapped his book shut, and he pretty much beelines for Emma. Like, he doesn't really care who Emma is talking to, what she's doing. He, like, approaches her with purpose and is kind of hoping she'll pick up on his vibe.
Yeah. Emma looks up at you and says, "News?"
The engine is shut down.
Excellent.
I suggest if we want to make a move on the Stormchaser, we do it now, but I also suggest if we can block that elevator shaft, we also do that now.
Ooh.
If there is anything here, looks to like the ladders, looks to the submarine, that we can use to hinder its descent, then looks towards Blossom. I think that would be wise.
Emma nods. They did see, like, everybody saw the elevator move up and was, like,
Yeah.
kind of tensely watching. To see if it would come back down. And says, "So, how are we going to get to the Stormchaser is the question."
We may have to move one at a time with the suit. The route does seem clear. This is why I'm suggesting we block the elevator to buy us time to move back and forth. Blossom can go with the person wearing the suit, return the suit, and then the next person could follow. But we need that time.
Emma nods. Right. Everybody, let's get that hunk of metal up and see if we can start blocking the path.
Even if you can just rip off a chunk of it, that will suffice. Anything to prevent the descent of the elevator.
She nods. Who's going to the Stormchaser first? Orcon volunteers. I'll head up. I can handle myself pretty well. Emma nods. Right, you get in the suit.
I think Kai's going to, while they're talking, unless he's otherwise beckoned, will move back over to the elevator and start looking for anything that he could potentially break that would also assist in preventing the elevator from functioning.
Give me an investigation check.
Okay. Oh, 18.
Nice.
Nice. Okay, you can see there are the rungs of the ladder. You could possibly, shoot one edge off and start, prying them outwards so that they, become little tines that would scrape along the elevator. That would slow it down at least. Maybe not block it entirely, but would certainly make it harder for it to move in any direction.
That's a good start. Yeah, so Kai will also get out the wrench that Gardenia gave to N to assist in this endeavor. And just go to work trying to break the ladder, not only for the purposes of blocking the elevator but also for possibly making it hazardous to climb down.
Yep. All right. Make an athletics check with advantage. Yeah,
This
you've got a wrench. You can unbolt things.
Yeah. Oh, let's see.
Oh,
Natural 20 for a 19.
Yes.
Let's go to work.
Oh my gosh.
Kai's got a mission. This is his element.
Okay, I'm going to roll for the Stormchaser crew, or Blossom, to start yanking stuff off the submarine. So she will roll athletics with advantage, as Dorna and the triplets are helping her. 12. It takes quite a while for them to start prying bits off. It's much more difficult than just moving it through the water.
Yeah.
But Blossom starts prying stuff off and handing it to Dorna, who hands it to a triplet who runs it back and forth there's basically a ladder of a bucket chain going, but it's instead of buckets, it's bits of scrap.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Luke is buying us time so we can do this.
Yeah. Emma, Magda are leading the others to start piling up the various crates and barrels, breaking down some of the barricades and shoving them into the elevator to basically create this pile of stuff that would completely block the elevator's passage inwards.
Sounds good.
All right. Yeah. And so, with the Stormchaser crew starting to get into motion for their escape plan, what's a good way to transition the scene?
I mean, I feel like just having the camera focused on the Stormchaser crew coming together and working together to essentially sabotage this elevator is you could literally just crossfade into Willow.
Yeah.
Because there's a through line here of your crew working together to make this happen.
Yep. I am imagining it's kind of the funny transition from mayhem, panic, explosions, sabotage, tension, hard cut to an idyllic little room, a workshop where Willow is asleep on their desk.
Asleep?
Dozing at least.
Yeah. It's they've got their notebook open and have kind of head in one hand, pen in the other, kind of looking and then just like drifting off a bit.
I'm gonna say that conversation I had with N,
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty comforting. Like, it's tense, but I need to sleep,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And I think it's one of those things I started thinking, and then I'm like chugging against the edge of a plan, and then it's like, just sleep takes Willow pretty quickly, I think. Or if not
Yeah.
sleep, then at least dozing. But at least you know what, actually? I think there's a sense of you transition to the workshop. Maybe just point blank the workshop.
Yeah. We see the interior of the workshop of the Kraken Slayer. Repair supplies, tools hanging in their places, and a shifter at a desk.
Ah. Which shifter is this?
I believe it is a young Fender. Tinkering away at their crossbow. A little golden orb of a homunculus floating beside them.
Okay.
Can you describe what you're doing? What pieces are you working on?
You said I'm tinkering with my crossbow?
Yes.
So it's the modified crossbow. Notably, it doesn't have the springy parts that come out the side. So it's lacking the cross part, actually.
Mm-hmm.
But in lieu of that, there are strips along the side of it, and I think Willow is doing the very meticulous work of inscribing these with runes. It's something that looks a little like a pen. Very sharp pen.
Mm-hmm.
That is simultaneously writing and what looks to be carving these shapes.
Mm-hmm.
It's very close work. They are paying very close attention to it, and I think Fishdog in this instance is sort of sitting by almost perfectly still as well to match Willow's stillness.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Fishdog's never perfectly still, but it is sort of pulsing in that way that it does.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it is nevertheless. Fender is clearly focusing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you're sort of making like a careful swooping curve into the thing, like just getting the perfect even spiral when there is a knock at the door and the door opens.
At the same, so they didn't wait for me.
Before there was even a
Whatever that
chance
is
to
then.
response.
The knock knock opens before I get to answer special. Oh shit. Okay. I think there is like a clatter as 4 different, 3, 5, so many different like instructions get put forward to Willow at the same time.
Yeah.
There's the uh-oh, don't get frightened, you are doing meticulous work. And there's the I know who that is. He doesn't know how to knock. Like, that's not how you knock. It's not knock, knock, open in the same. It's knock, knock, pause. I respond, then you open the door. How rude. Whatever. And then there's also, you know, like, all my stuff's here. Oh no, hold on. So like, it's like the simultaneous, like, close the notebook, put down the pen, hide the crossbow. Most importantly, oh no, Fishdog is here. Oh god.
Yeah.
All of those things happen at the same time. In the split second between knock knock and it Willow's like 8 different actions and accomplishes none of them, I think.
Mm-hmm. Oi, Fen, there's a bird stuck in the ring. The poor sod's been spinning so long, the triplets are getting dizzy. What is this?
Willow, no, I think Willow's okay. Fen, out of everything, at least. No. God. They didn't do anything. Shit. I think Fen's put down the pen. Yeah, that's what they did. So they didn't like leave a big scratch across the crossbow. But when he says, "What is that?" Willow's doing the like their left hand is reaching over to Fishdog like they're about to pocket it. like looking at Coulton like a you know when an animal tries to take food that you're gonna like take away from it? Yeah, that's kind of what Willow's like. Like if I move really slowly, maybe he won't notice.
I think let's make a contested sleight of hand check.
Oh, Willow, I love you.
Oops, sorry, that should be at normal because we're not in
Oh god, you got a 22?
Yeah.
Fuck. I got a 15.
Yeah. Coulton like zips across the room past you and scoops up Fish Dog in one hand and like looks at it, says, "Thought I saw something weird with you the last time you were sneaking off."
You can give that back. You can give that back. Willow stands up. Like Fen stands up promptly. Their hand is still on it. I think they they lunged for it at the same time as he kind of just easily grabbed it.
Yeah.
they how has he grabbed it?
I think it's like he has it like he's holding it like a basketball, so like both hands on the ball.
Okay, Willow's got both hands on the other side of the ball then, whatever that is. So like if he's got it on both sides, Willow's got it on the top and bottom of the fish dog, and they have like sort of gently, like they're not snatching it because again, it's like if I pull it, I know he's gonna yoink. So I'm just gonna hold it, and at the earliest opportunity, snatch it back and put it away. Okay?
Coulton notices you trying to sneak it towards you and drags it back towards him with a grin.
I'd like to make a strength roll or something, or like a grab roll. What's my grab here? Is that sleight of hand? No, it's like it's a
sleight of hand or athletics.
Athletics. I'll do it at disadvantage. Can I do it at disadvantage? I feel like it's so dumb. Like he's clearly got it. Basketball hold. Like he's got it.
Yeah. Do you wanna try and yank?
I will.
Contested yank.
Okay, I got a 16. Ah, I got it. For now.
Yeah, you managed to pull it away, and Coulton goes, "Touchy. Keeping secrets, are we? What are you hiding?
None of your business.
Looks like you've got an unknown gadget aboard my ship. Seems like my business."
Willow's like, oh god, I don't even think their party pockets aren't in. I'm imagining that kind of. No, I've never had party pockets. It would just been a bag of holding.
Yeah.
Party pockets. No, wait, I did have party pockets. Sorry, I take it back.
You did have.
Yeah. Can I just do that for the imagined scene of like Willow going to put it in their pocket and it turns out it's just normal pocket?
Yeah, you just like shove the entire freaking softball-sized fish dog that's bulging very obviously out of your jacket pocket.
It's not even. So I don't even think it makes it past the pocket because fish dog's more like a little volleyball size.
Oh damn.
Kind of. Oh, not volleyball. Anyway, I'm holding my hands out. Like, what is that shape? Small, like rock melon.
Like a cantaloupe. Yes.
Yeah. I would give Coulton another shot to grab it.
Okay. Sure.
This feels like a basketball moment.
Yeah, it is a bit of a basketball moment. I think he is gonna try. Is like you try and grab it, and like you manage to pull it away, and then I think you manage to break the hold, and then I think he'll lunge again. 19.
14. Okay.
I think as you like trying to pocket it, and you've like moved it to one hand only, Coulton lunges forward, scoops it up, and moves to the other side of the room, just like moving past you, sits on the desk where you were working.
Okay. While he's doing that,
just
Willow's like okay, no, actually Willow's watching him very closely, actually.
Uh-huh.
Because in between watching him do that and attempting to tackle him out of the room, there's too much breakable equipment in here to do the latter, so they're watching.
Yeah. Coulton will do an Arcana check. What is this? Some kind of familiar? Not much to look at, is it? He kind of like twists it around in his hands and then like watches the fin sort of spiral around, pinches one between his fingers and tries to pull it away, then watches it like snap back into place. I'm imagining Fish Dog making little distressed wiggly noises.
Beep.
does that again. He's just like toying with it.
I'm gonna do a little insight check. I don't think he knows what to make of it. I rolled a 7 though, so
I think you're just too stressed to
yeah.
be able to read.
There is a sense of Willow holding both of their hands up and watching and being unsure. I think there's the sense of Coulton doesn't know what that is, but the more he looks at it, Willow's quite concerned that he will figure it out. So, he can keep talking though. Willow will at least let him hold it though, because for now it doesn't look like he seems to know what to make of it. He's just going to break it.
It's like, what were you doing that night anyway? Weather was shit.
Which night?
You know, when you were sneaking out with your friend here.
Willow's thinking back. They kind of slump like, okay. Which time? Willow's thinking.
Probably your most recent venture into some kind of inclement weather.
Oh, yes, you said the weather was shit?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh. You know. Willow sits back down. They're watching Fish Dog out the corner of their eye, but they will at least stop, like, being so high-strung. Kind of sit back at their desk.
He's trying to examine Fish Dog, but it's just mostly just rotating it in weird directions.
I think you noticed that it's pretty fun to do that. It's got a
it is.
nice weight to it, and the fins kind of make little light streams after them, like little comets.
Yeah. I think he like tosses it back and forth between his hands, and then tries to like use a little gust cantrip to spin it in the air. A little tornado.
Fish Dog's little rings, little fins make little like planetary rings around it when it's spinning.
Yeah.
It's little pirouettes, and then when it lands, it's like that woozy, like it's dizzy.
Yeah. Wow, vague. You been sneaking out for some secret affair? Don't want your captain knowing.
Oh my god. Yeah, I like to keep that sort of business to myself, unlike some people.
What are you, fishing for a mermaid? Or merman?
Oh my god. Fen rolls their eyes. It was the storms.
You what?
I think it's hard to tell if Fen smirked at cutting off that line of questioning, but they will continue sharing anyway. Well, let me put it this way. It's a benefit to be in the skies, but access to certain power sources, it's limited, of course. Unless, of course, you take advantage of nature's power sources. And storms are often nature's indicator of such great power, whether that is the storm itself or what the storm can indicate. I think Willow's kind of idly now, like, to take their tension has been kind of ebbed a little, and they're just idling with some of the other tools on their table, maybe clearing up a bit because they're like, now that, you know, when someone else is in your workspace, you're like, oh gosh, it's a mess. So they're just kind of idly picking things up.
It's like, oh god, all the mess.
Yeah. They'll continue prattling, like, you know, storms can indicate, say, elementals, or Lyrandas if we're particularly unlucky. But also other anomalies, manifest zones, strange phenomena, so on.
Look at you risking your neck chasing storms when I'm standing right here.
Ben gives him a, like, ugh look.
Anyway, if you're gonna sneak off on some daring adventure, let somebody know where you're going, will ya? So we know where to pick up your corpse.
I think Fen frowns at him.
Don't think your magic ball could carry you back all on its own.
It's a homunculus. So you're halfway right, except for where you're wrong.
Alright, homunculus. He also glances over at your desk that you're tidying up. Rolls another 10. I think he glances over the tools and things you have laid out, and his eyes alight on the crossbow that you were working on. You know, thought you were an idiot for showing up unarmed first time round. Little did I know. You've been holding out on me, Fen.
Willow sighs.
It's certainly sleeker than your standard sidearm.
Yeah. I was doing very delicate work on it, actually.
Designed it yourself?
Willow kind of makes a little face like they're smug about that fact.
Do an insight check. 16? Don't you look chuffed with yourself? When do we get to see it in action?
I think Fen was looking a little smug with themselves, but it's like they've just become self-aware of the look on their face. So they quickly start to deflect, like they look back at what they're working on. It's not really for demonstration.
Oh, don't tell me you're getting shy.
I think you see corner of Fen's lip twitch, and then a big eye roll, and then they look flatly at him, like they're gonna make hard eye contact through their glasses, just to make a point.
Yeah, I think Coulton is meeting your gaze, like, pretty coolly. He's, like, leaned up against your desk, still toying with Fish Dog in his hands. Little smirky smirk on his face.
And they look at him and say, "Tell me, Captain, if I were making state-of-the-art technology, why would I show you?"
Well, you seem pretty proud of it. Why not show it off? We can make it a competition even. My lightning versus your fancy little gadget.
Please, this isn't for sparring.
Oh? Is your proprietary design too precious for the crew to see it?
I wouldn't want anyone to see it. Not to, like, take the measure of them. I think, like, Fen says that while lining the pistol up, like they're kind of holding it up to their eyes to check its symmetry. But towards the wall, it's not facing him.
Mm-hmm.
I think as they're looking at it, they kind of start rambling off. When arcane power is put into gadgets, they become easier to distribute, don't they? It's a matter of vigilance to ensure they don't end up in the wrong hands.
Oh, like yours, Saboteur? Or like mine?
I think Fen, like, opens their mouth like they're about to respond and then pauses and stops. And then I think from the corner of their eye, the crossbow's still in position, still face forward at the wall. But from the corner of their eye, they look at Coulton. They look literally at his hands.
The hands holding Fish Dog, messing with one of its little fins.
I think Fen's eyes cast a little quick assessment triangle. It's interesting. It's kind of in the same way that they were looking at the symmetry of their weapon. They do the same kind of, like, hand, chest, face, hand, back to their crossbow, and just kind of ponder.
I think as Fen is, like, pondering and
Not
honestly calculating. Yeah, pondering.
He's got the orb. I'm pondering something else.
Yeah. I think as Fen is compiling new information, new considerations, Coulton will interrupt you and say, "Fen, don't wander off. Actually came here to ask you something."
Willow can't remember what he asked, because when he walked in, they were just like, blah, blah, blah.
Bird, elemental ring. Coulton makes a, like, little loopy finger gesture to, like, mime the bird getting stuck in the wind tunnel of the elemental ring.
Fen, like, quickly puts down the weapon and is, "Oh, gotcha, yeah." I think there is there's a pause of like, oh, I should pack up all my stuff. Like Coulson's here and he's like looking at it like, I should probably pack it up. I should probably like just chuck it all in my pockets. My pockets aren't here yet. Oh, what do I do? I think they kind of look back at him and they're just like, whatever, it's not a problem.
Come on, you can tidy up your secrets later.
Yeah. Willow will head off now. They don't want to imagine little birds like dying.
Coulton follows you out of the room. Is Fishdog with you, or have you left it in the...
I think if Coulton chucked
workshop?
it back to me...
Yeah.
Is he accompanying me to the engine room?
Yeah. I think, like, you head to the engine room and, like, you get to the part of the corridor where you two should split off, and then you realize that he's still following you, like, sort of peering over your shoulder.
I think there's that kind of, like, a few steps forward, Willow realizes that the steps are following them. They stop, the steps stop, they look back at him. And they kind of, like, know that he's here to continue being nosy.
Yeah.
Willow, kind of amused, kind of annoyed, rolls their eyes and continues into the engine room. If he wants to follow, he's free to
follow.
It's his ship. And he has nothing better to do in the bird situation than to watch me work. And I think in this instance, he's got a first-hand view of... Can I try and make a check just to see if I can fix it, like, without Fishdog's assistance?
Sure. Make a tinkering tools check.
Oh, Tinker's check.
Yeah. I think, like, the fact that you're being so closely observed makes you fumble.
No, that's fair. Can I force Fishdog to... Fishdog pops out and gives me the help action before that nat one takes full place and I obliterate that bird.
Yeah.
Please do not mince the bird.
Yeah. No bird shredding, please.
Oh, thank God.
God.
Okay.
It's like your hand like slips on the dial, and then Fishdog comes in and like whoop. And you manage to like gently like disable the elemental ring, and the Kraken Slayer slowly floats downwards.
Oh my gosh. And I feel like Coulton's watching so closely that there's no way that he doesn't see
absolutely
that I botched it until Fishdog swooped in, and there's this little like pulse when it like magnetizes to the thing I almost dropped, and then like, applies pressure to the part that I almost like completely like dislodged.
Loosened. Yeah.
And then he sees it, and in that moment, immediately he's got it. Like he won't even have to roll for that. It's just you see it. It's my little helper friend.
You can hear the sound of a cheer overhead coming from the crew as the bird is clearly released from its windy prison. And as you glance up, you see Coulton is looking at you. There's like a little air of triumph, almost. Like he's just very smug at having like fully witnessed you in the moment. And I think he says, so that's the ace up your sleeve.
Will Fishdog gives a little celebratory beep boop. Completely misreading the tone of the room currently.
Yeah. Willow has such a dog that just got caught with something in its mouth that it shouldn't have energy about them. I'm just like, no. The ears, if they weren't pinned back by the bandana, they would be pinned so far back.
Yeah. It's just my little guy. Anyway, that's alright.
Your little guy.
It's not the worst thing to learn about Fishdog. But I think Coulton... I think it's clear... I think everything is clear to Coulton except for maybe the why Willow was so defensive about that in the first place. Because ultimately, that just seems like, like a person using a tool. Like,
Yeah.
so why so defensive? Why so?
Oh no. Don't tell me this is also proprietary design.
Fen kind of looks away. Something like that.
I think Coulton looks over to Fishdog floating near you and seeing the look on your face, seeing the like body language and the context of this, he kind of clicks that there's something more about it. And also clicks that you absolutely do not want to talk about it. I think he goes, well, whatever it is, I doubt it's the most interesting thing aboard this ship. And he leans up against the elemental core, knocks on it a little bit. You can see the glow of the air elemental as it flickers through the core, powering all the systems, the gentle rush of wind through careful matrices of arcane runes and so on that keeps this whole very stolen airship afloat.
I think the sound of Coulton knocking on the elemental core sort of reverberates through the room, and along with the magic like pulsing around the room as it always does, I think Fen's eyes follow, almost like they're following the sound resonating. They follow around all of the matrices, all across the elemental engine, and then land back on Coulton. And by the time their eyes land back on him, they're like, I think they're kind of resigned and amused. And then they'll say, they kind of like shrug, and I think beginning to stand up, they'll say, point taken. I do think Fen was on the ground for like a little bit of that, and he's sort of leaning overhead. They'll accept a help up, like a hand up.
Yeah, he'll offer you a hand up, pull you up.
Yup. Fishdog bobs around, and I think Fen kind of decides, like, I'm already aboard a stolen airship. Yes, there are problems with, artificers protecting their work and ensuring it doesn't fall into the wrong hands, but look where I am. We're already in the wrong hands.
Yep.
We are so in wrong hands territory. I think
you're the wrong hands.
We are not just my wrong hands, also his wrong hands. This is the wrong hands ship.
Yep.
And I think while Willow's kind of got his hand for the assistance up, it turns into like a pseudo handshake, we'll say.
Yeah.
It's that sort of yeah, I'm leveling with you for a sec. We are both keepers of trade secrets that would be horrendously dangerous in anybody else's hands, but instead they're ours and they're cool.
Yeah.
That is the unspoken thing that I think is communicated between the both of them.
Yeah. Now that the bird's loose, how about we pick up the pace?
How much are we thinking?
Keep your eye on the dial. I bet we can break 10.
10? Why not 15?
Alright, you're on.
I think what was before a pseudo handshake is now officially a handshake. They shake on it. Yeah?
Yeah. There's very much that little grip of okay, you're fucking on. Let's fucking do this. I triple dog dare you.
Triple dog dare? I quadruple dog dare you.
I think with that sort of dare in place, Coulton leaves the engine room with quite a bit of a swagger in his step.
Yeah, I sort of imagine when they it's like a handshake, break, and then they immediately go back to their respective jobs. I think there's like an understanding that while they part ways and the verbal conversation has ended, the conversation's going to continue when Coulton lands at the wheel and when Willow starts tinkering with the engine.
Yeah, there's a sort of like a synchrony of you like playing the same song back and forth, but it's
Aw.
via the mechanics of the airship.
Yeah, like Coulton can tell when the engine's doing something, and then Fen can tell when the wheel is doing something, you know?
I think there's a little thrill in your stomach as you feel the motion of the ship around you put on a little burst of speed. You feel sort of the coasting as Coulton guides the ship in and out of like the jet streams of the high currents of wind far above the sea. How would you say Fen is feeling as they're responding back and forth to the feeling of the ship around them while they're in the engine room?
I think it's a thrill at first, and it doesn't stop being thrilling. It's kind of like a game as well.
Yeah.
You know, you see
yeah.
something lean this way, you go that way. You see something kind of need to be loosened, but that means that something else needs to be tightened. Like that sort of like fun problem solving. But it's happening in tandem. It feels like the kind of comfort of chatting with a friend.
Yeah.
You know? And in such a way that sometimes that can be thrilling, but also like it can just be effortlessly comfy. It's the flow state, I guess we could say.
Yeah.
But with someone else.
I think as you're sort of tweaking the dials and honing in on the exact increments, you can feel Coulton above you trying to push the Kraken Slayer to every advantage it has, and you watch the speed click over from like 10 to 12, starting to edge into 13. You're watching it climb, and as you're feeling that sort of weightless soaring, but the same sort of the force of like you are moving at speed, you feel a sudden lurch and your face kind of slips away from the table and you realize that you're waking up at your desk in the workshop.
My face slips. Oh, like...
You were head down on your desk,
Oh,
taking a nap.
what slipped?
Give me a perception check. At disadvantage, you are still tired.
Oh, yeah. We'll get sick of specifying that eventually. Oh, nice. 9.
On that 9 perception, I'm gonna say you really groggily, like, I think you're still in the mindset of Fen. Because you're in the Kraken Slayer, you're at your workshop desk. You look down at what you were working on, and I think you see like a scrap of your coat in the corner of your eye, and you're like, oh, this is a different time.
Oh. I'm imagining that shot of like Fen wakes up looking like, what? Looks at the desk, and it all looks like their usual work desk until you see the coat, and then you look back up and it's just Willow. It's just that same like flickering shot of like, oh yeah, I'm here.
You're now.
Cool, well that explains my horrible perception check.
Yeah. I think this
Ugh.
time you fell asleep with your like glasses on as well. So at least you're not like flashbanged when you wake up, but you do have a little bit of the like, I fell asleep with like specks pushing into the bridge of my nose.
Oh my gosh.
Discomfort.
I can't wait to get... How do I say this? Rest would be good. Proper rest, not this napping between tasks business. I think Willow's gonna sort of sit up and start kind of scraping together the papers on their desk. They must have just slipped on, like, their oboe or something.
Yeah. You realize you have no idea how much time has passed?
Well, we're not there yet, so not that much time.
No, can't be.
It's one of those naps that's like, that was anywhere between 20 minutes to 4 hours.
Yeah. It's the what year is it kind of like, what?
Hey, I had a nap and I woke up like 6 years younger. What's up?
That'd be a good-ass nap.
Badass nap. Why did I nap again? I was coaxed into it by the comfort of knowing that my friends, or at least N, is so safe right now. Thanks, team.
We're pretty safe.
So
yeah.
I'm so safe. I'm so safe. No one can find me.
Wow.
Oh my god, just like fail all those years.
It's okay. Luca will fix it later. Luca can fix anything.
Luca doesn't know either.
Oh no. Well,
You focus
we're
on
locked.
breaking your engine,
Don't
bro.
worry, it's not the problem right now.
Yes. Give me a quick dexterity saving throw, Willow, at normal.
Normal? Oh my god, normal.
Yeah.
Imagine. Oh, it's
Only
a saving
ability
throw?
checks. Yes, saving throw.
I thought you were giving me grace. It's just the rules.
No.
Uh,
Sorry. Oh, cool.
Didn't need it.
Far.
Okay. Hey.
Sometimes we make our own disadvantage. Am I right, fellas?
It's a nat one, by the way.
Yeah, it's a natty one. The ship moves in an unexpected way while you are, like, picking up your stuff, I think. Why don't you tell me what this looks like for Willow as they stack it?
I imagine Willow's little desk at their workshop bench. It's a stool. And I think because like they rolled a poor perception check, they don't realize that they're kind of tipping until the moment of the nat 1 failed dex save where they fall like straight out of their chair.
Oh, no.
Yeah. With a stack of papers in their hands. You know, like they don't realize that
Oh,
the camera's
yeah,
at a Dutch angle this whole time.
Oh, yeah.
And then they like slip and bam into the floor and like officially wake themselves up.
I think now that you're like awake, you can tell like there's a little bit of rumbling, like turbulence.
Ah, is that what it was? I got jostled out of my chair. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
It's that feeling on a plane when you wake up to turbulence and don't know why.
Yeah, and it's just like,
What
oh
was
god,
that?
what?
Oh, hits the ceiling.
You know, kids in school who like lean back on the like back legs of the
Yeah.
chair perpetually. That and you just like because of the turbulence you've overbalanced completely.
Yeah.
Clatter, noise. Ow.
The papers that Willow had just bundled into a neat pile are like confetti sprayed
Everywhere.
overhead,
Yeah.
all across the room. Their disoriented pile of limbs on the floor, looking confused about what the hell just happened before they realize, did we hit something? In the back of Willow's mind, a tiny Fen goes, oh no, the bird!
Oh, no.
You just see, especially with the explosion of the papers, that looks kind of like an exploded bird.
There's no feathers.
All the feathers. But that's not it. Oh gosh, Willow's still so
No.
disoriented. That's not it.
I think the nat one like has startled you fully awake.
Yeah, I'm awake. I'm here. I'm Willow Khorvaire. And something is wrong. So Willow's not going to bother packing up
else
the
is new?
papers. Whatever. Yeah, so true. Willow doesn't bother packing up the papers. They're just going to go to the door and look out into the hallway. See if they can hear anything. Can I roll another perception check?
Yeah, sure. Oh no.
What the hell?
Oh, you're cursed.
on?
This is a bad nap. Have you ever had one of those, like, sleeps where it's like you wake up and you feel like you've been hit by a truck?
Yes. Willow just had one where they feel like they got hit by a plane. So, yep.
Yeah. Let's flavor this interestingly. You hear something strange from the engine room, but you cannot decipher what it is.
Oh no. I'm gonna say that the perception nat 1. Because I was gonna say maybe I could roll an Arcana check so that I can figure out from the turbulence alone what possibilities there might be. I think the perception check being a nat 1 and like engine room, Willow's immediately like, something has gone horrifically wrong. Maybe not horrifically wrong, but certainly that is
something
wrong.
is
something
wrong. Needs immediate attention.
Yes, and I think especially because they were the last person in there, it's like, especially, oh no, the dual engine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so at pace, Willow's gonna set off.
Cool. You quickly make your way over to the engine room. How do you enter it?
I mean, like it's mine. Like a voice. Like just straight in.
Okay. Cool.
What a strange question, Zeke. Oh.
In which case, you only realize by the time that you are like already staring at his back that Coulton is already here, and he only notices you once you're like already in behind him.
Okay, so I'm like stalled at the door. Like Willow opens the door with intent, expecting they're the only person in there too.
You like walk in on him like mid speech.
Speech?
He was in the middle of saying something, in the middle of speaking.
Yeah.
There's a long pause as you both size each other up, realizing you're in the same room together again. So soon.
I mean, it was bound to happen, but like I didn't think either of us expected it to happen so quickly or unceremoniously.
Yeah.
I mean, usually our breaks have like 5 years between them. What did I walk in on?
I think Coulton gives you a sort of look and says, I'm kind of in the middle of something here. Waits a beat.
I think Willow kind of looks like it happens quickly, but there is that like hesitation at the door where the easiest subconscious option is to back out and leave him to it. But the proper response. What can I see from this angle?
The engine room as you left it. If you want to give me a perception check.
They've treated me so well thus far.
Well, maybe the curse is lifted. Maybe you've gotten the bad rolls out.
Nope.
No?
They're here.
Oh my god.
That's another nat 1. That is my third consecutive nat 1.
That's
Jeez.
very bad good, you know what I mean?
Cool. I think that same question mark of I don't see what's happening, and that only raises more concern about what might be happening, especially with the engine that I constructed, or rather modified.
Yeah.
Any potential sense of like I'll leave you to it, which really wasn't really a thought anyway, it was kind of just a feeling, is replaced by I don't know what you're doing and I need to observe it. Though of course they know probably what he's doing, but how it's going to react with the work that they've done is different.
Yeah. So the beat passes of you not leaving, just standing there staring. I don't think there's a lot of outward expression change. So Coulton just turns his face away from you and continues to speak to the elementals in Primordial. Roll a persuasion check. Ooh. He rolled a 20. Dirty 20. And it's interesting the way that he's talking to them is not like N when they are talking to the elemental on the ephemeral chaos. It is closer to seeing somebody work with an animal almost and like run through commands, like trying to determine the temperament of, say, a dog or a horse that has a specific job. Like, do you know heal? Do you know sit?
Yeah, I know this routine.
And Coulton is kind of speaking to each elemental in turn. Once with the fire, once with the air.
May I say too, if my nat one perception carries, I can tell that he's talking to them, and I know the style that we talk to the elementals here. I don't know the language, but Willow's done it themselves.
Yeah.
To little success, but nevertheless, it is how Willow kind of interacts with the elemental, like like an animal. Anyway, in saying that, I think the nat one perception carries in the sense that the effectiveness of that conversation, though, is not yet apparent to Willow. And I'm going to say, in a way that usually Fen especially would just kind of look at a situation and be able to trust like that's going as well as it can, basically. There is no one better actually to have found at the possibly malfunctioning elemental engine other than themselves than Coulton. But I think the numerous nat ones at this stage are basically, I don't think Willow's got anything from what they've seen that would indicate you've got this. In fact, it only inspires them to walk further into the room and close the door behind them to sort of walk around to the other side of the elemental engine and watch. Slowly, while he's talking. They're watching the engine rather than him. I think is what they'd like to say to themselves. Certainly, for the most part, that is, well, plausibly deniable by all intents and purposes. Oh no!
Cool. Coulton rolled another dirty 20 insight, which is only a small mercy because he's at disadvantage. He would have rolled a nat 20. He could have rolled a nat 20.
Hey, my little laundry list of nat ones feels so disgraced right now. Can I roll? No, what do I? I'm not going to roll a deception check. I'm not trying to disagree.
No. Like, Coulton can tell that you have little trust right now in what's going on. You cannot tell how he is interacting with you're having trouble reading the situation. In terms of like how the elementals are behaving and what he's saying to them. He can tell that you are anxious, I would say. Is that fair on a 20 insight?
Not about anxious. Cautious?
Apprehensive.
Apprehensive is a good word for it.
Yeah.
I would say too, I think one of the more apprehensive, but I do imagine, tell me if I'm wrong, for Coulton as well, it's a kind of big flag from Willow. You mentioned it at the start. It's a big indication from Willow that they don't sort of trust the work he's doing.
Yeah.
So congratulations on your big insight check. You get to know that I'm watching in that way. I kind of imagine a little like, you know, like he's speaking primordial, but then there's that little sneer of like absorbing that element of like Willow surveilling.
I don't think it's even a sneer. I think it's just like a very subtle, as he is talking, you can see his lips purse in a way between words. It's more of like a micro expression as his like eyes fall on you while he's talking.
Cool.
In the way that you would naturally observe something moving out of your peripheral vision.
There's something judgy about Willow's presence, is I think what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
At least to him.
Oh yeah. He's aware of it. He's so aware of your judgment.
I know I rolled horrible on perception. Can I do any kind of arcana or anything to try and assess?
You can do an investigation check. You can look at the actual meters and stuff on the engine itself. You don't have to watch the elementals. You have readers for this, you know?
Excellent. Bro. Okay.
11.
I rolled an 11, technically, after rolling a 5 and a 4. Thank you, modifiers.
Yep. You are going over the dials. As far as you can tell, everything is more or less the way you left it. There's something still feels a little bit... You're not sure if you're missing something. And you're not sure if it's because you're just, like, tired and stacked it recently. And there's also this oppressive energy between the two of you in this room. 4 of you, technically, if you count the elementals.
I think Willow gets the impression that there is... You know when something is about to fall off balance?
Yeah.
Actually, Willow knows that quite well because it is the feeling of like when their chair is sort of just on its like back legs before it falls over. That's the kind of feeling in the air.
It feels precarious.
Yeah, something is precarious, but they can't quite identify what's wrong yet.
Yeah.
But he is doing something with the elementals and all of the dials. They're not showing anything.
It like everything seems to be in normal range, much in the same way that you'd left it, but also like this is unprecedented technology, so it's like you don't exactly have a gauge for like what is normal for a dual core engine.
Heart rate monitor trying to measure 2 hearts at once.
Yeah, exactly.
Is the
It's like,
feeling.
ooh.
Which one of these is going to be a healthy measure, and how do you measure when it's 2 separate things?
Yeah.
I think, and also, Willow's remembering, like, they made adjustments just before talking with Mei.
Yeah.
And they're also calculating in those new adjustments. Of course, they wouldn't have messed up to anything too much.
No.
But clearly something has gone wrong. I think that's the, otherwise...
Yeah.
Why would Coulson be here talking to the engine?
Yeah.
I think, like, across from him now, after having checked the dials, is that moment where they sort of stand up and they do look at him. He's still talking?
I think he has come to a close just as you look up at him. And he looks back at you.
I sense neither of us want to talk, but I also sense neither of us want the other one to be the first one to talk either.
Yeah.
Especially if the pause is significant enough that it needs to be broken.
Yeah.
What do we roll? I don't want to roll initiative per se, but like something that Just a d20 or like?
Yeah, we could just roll a fortune roll, which is just a flat d20.
Wait, what is it? Whoever goes higher goes first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Coolton by a hair.
Shit.
16.
Oh, you get... Willow opens their mouth like they're going to talk, but he's going to beat me by just like a second.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think what he says in that second is, so where'd you say you picked these up?
Willow looks a little annoyed that they were not first to the bat, so to speak. Sighs. And then dragon's nostrils.
They're not friends.
In Willow's mind, they see the two of them in the magic circle. And the last shot of them being like, they're starting to hit each other as they're getting like swooped into the magic vacuum and then fished off.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like even just the memory of like how violent that image was, awesome, but violent, is like kind of amusing to Willow. And then like obviously without context, they just respond to Coulson. No, not really. Willow sort of looks back at them. What appears to be the problem?
He says something in primordial. Again.
Oof.
10. Well, there's a little stuttery flare and Coulton tisks. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
While he's talking to them, what do they look like?
The crystals are glowing their respective colors in sort of the dual housing that you have. Normally there would be like one cylinder with the sort of protective gear, but you've managed to create sort of a split cylinder. You can see coming out of the points where it connects to the elemental matrix, the little spiraling helix of the energy of both elementals as it coils outwards into the rest of the ship.
That's so cool. Boy, I wish I could ogle this engine in any better circumstance. But
yeah.
Anyway, I do think that while Coulson is trying to talk to them again, Willow is going to watch them closely.
Mm-hmm.
Can I do another roll to see if I can make sense of how they're reacting to what he's saying?
Sure, I think this would be either insight or arcana, and that both would give you different information.
May I also request, can I roll a history check to see how much of what he's saying I recognize? Remember?
This would be a straight intelligence check.
Okay. I was seeing because, like, there's a potential of me saying, like, remembering him talking last time, but it is a few years overdue. That is me making my case for maybe a history roll.
I'm afraid language learning is not like history. Sorry.
I'll take it up with the wizards. I rolled a 7. I don't know what he's saying. I'll have to ask.
Yeah, you can, like, you recognize the language at least, but it's been a significant amount of time. You can't pick out which words he's saying, and he's not speaking in a way of, like, clearly repeating commands.
Yeah. That's fair.
It's more conversational than that, so you're just, like, you're maybe getting, like, a the in between.
Yay! I feel like the only primordial Willow remembers is the equivalent of "let's fucking go."
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll go Arcana. We'll see if I can pass it in reverse from what the things are doing. 20. Okay.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, sweet Arcana. Oh, 21, yeah? Because I got my Arcana right?
Yeah. Yes. So true. So, I think from an Arcana, you can tell that Coulton is trying to basically run diagnostics. In that he is clearly like telling them each in turn do this behavior. So like, but the behavior in question is like spin clockwise, spin counterclockwise, you know, that sort of thing of like burn in this pattern wins to this degree. It's doing a sound check almost.
This is steering without the wheel, basically. Yeah?
Yeah, this is sort of this is very much him doing the thing that the magic of the wheel would allow him to do intuitively, but instead manually.
Yeah.
Because he's picking and choosing like which elemental he's talking to. And on a 21 Arcana, you can tell that like it's not that the elementals are disobedient, because Coulton does have that force of charisma to allow him to do this in the first place. It's more that there's like a clunkiness in the way that like setting up new technology is fiddly.
But he's giving it a crack, so.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, okay, at least I know he is trying to run diagnostics. I kind of knew that when I walked in, though.
Yeah.
But the key thing I learned, it's not that the elementals are disobedient. There's a clunkiness in the way of setting up new technology. So the elementals, despite not being friends, there's this is a new system.
Yes.
I wonder if there's anything I can do.
Yeah, I think as you're watching and as Coulton is like trying to parse it, I'm gonna ask both of you to roll a dexterity saving throw again.
At flat?
Normal. Flat.
Retti, pacchetti. 18.
17. So there's that lurch again, and this time, give me a perception check, just quick. I'll do one
Disadvantage?
for Coulton as well. Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Oh.
I rolled an 8, and he rolled a...
Rolled a nat 1 for 5.
Damn. Both low as, by the way.
Yeah. Incredibly low for the two of you.
But we dex saved.
You managed to catch yourselves, but like something has happened, and you hear like the voice of Varys over the intercom, saying something like, "Something happened. I think we just hit a wind current. Is everything all right down there, Captain?" And I think Coulton picks himself up and is like a little bit seething.
Seething? About what?
Just in a frustrated way of like everything happens.
Yeah.
You know when you've had like a really shitty long day and you just want to be done with it?
Yeah.
And you're trying to solve a problem, but the problem keeps probleming at you?
Yes. We both rolled crap perception as well. So we didn't even get to see what happened.
Yeah.
I mean, I got to see slightly more than nat 1. Oh, is that why Coulton's seething? He's hit a wall of like, I'm about to throw this computer out a window.
Yeah.
I'm not that far behind. I didn't roll in that 1, but I'm only 3 above what he rolled.
Yeah. You're not throwing the computer out the window, but you are like about to smack it. Maybe.
I think Willow has nothing to say to Varys.
Mm-hmm.
As yet. There is that question mark in the back of Willow's mind of like, Captain? Don't worry about it. Anyway, they would like to be able to inform him of something. Is there any way for me to check in here, whether it's a wind, whether outside conditions are good or bad?
Yeah, I would say give me an investigation check of like the dials and stuff.
Oh my lord, 24.
Ooh,
Just missed that
24. Yeah. 24. It was not a wind current. I think like you didn't see the moment it happened, but looking at the dials and stuff, you can now see that syncopated rhythm that you had like tweaked earlier has returned again, but like more so. So before there was like a little offbeat of like da 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 da, and now it's like it's out of beat in such a way that like it's not just like da 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 da. It's like there's this almost polyrhythmic staggering across each other, like they're so out of sync that they're starting to like, you know, in the way like a Newton's cradle or something will like change rhythms over time. They were like both dancing to different songs, and sometimes the beat will sync up, but other times it will just like clash.
So they're falling out of rhythm.
Before they were like just at a slightly offset rhythm. Now they are like fully falling
Dancing
out
to
of
different
rhythm
tunes.
in
Granted.
brand new creative ways.
A third secret option.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. I mean, one of them is a fire elemental and the other one is a wind elemental. When they're not being a fire tornado, ultimately, fundamentally, they are two very different elements.
Yeah.
So, of course, they will, air quotes, dance to different tunes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But on that 24 investigation, you do realize you did synchronize them together earlier. And you also realize that you've traveled slightly farther than you expected to. Like the last time you were here, you were looking at the sort of like distance traveled meter. Like the little mileage thing. It's a slightly higher number than you were expecting. And you can't tell if that's because you were asleep for a while, or if because you've gotten slightly faster.
I think Willow taps on it, like taps on the dial to make sure it's working.
Yeah.
They kind of like lean in and squint. The camera at least can see through their glasses in that way.
Yeah.
Their glasses are perfectly opaque, but we can see them kind of like narrow their eyes in disbelief at like, no, surely. I think they're gonna stand up now. They're still looking back at the dial. I'm assuming there's a clock in here as well, so Willow knows that they've traveled like such and such. Yeah, I do think that it's just all the various realizations crossing their face, but they do look a little confused. Even if you can't see through their glasses, you can see their brows kind of furrowed when they stand up again, looking back down at the elemental. Have we been moving faster?
A touch. Got about 6 hours before we make landfall. Then something started going odd.
I think Willow does lean over the engine core to kind of like tap on it. I think they got maybe their pen out. I imagine them like tapping on the dial with it, and then now they're sort of just tapping on the side of the elemental casing with it, and watching their elementals. I don't think anything happens other than them. I imagine they kind of glow sometimes if you like get near their tank.
Yeah. You can feel Coulton observing you with a similar energy that you had before of not trusting what you're doing entirely.
I think Will is too focused on the elemental itself to really notice that Coulton's watching them, but they will observe out loud. It goes faster than expected when they're synchronized. Unfortunately, at the moment, they are desynchronized. However,
Coulton leans back against a wall, folds his arms. So what, we get them to talk to each other?
I think Willow wasn't like noticing his vibe before, but now that he's like leaning against the wall and that particular line seems a bit loaded.
Maybe.
Yeah, okay. I think Willow goes from like fully invested in just what's happening with the engine to like a sort of flat, unimpressed expression over at Coulton. Their face is still lit up by the dual engine, but like they're kind of flat and deadpan. Talking might not cut it. And then like as deadpan now, they kind of lean back from the engine. They're mirroring his posing a bit, stepping away from it. They are still thinking, but like I think the reality of the social situation in the room is also kind of back. So they are going to think about how to solve this problem, but they will do so with their arms folded on the opposite side of the room, leaning against the other wall.
Just two very cool dudes.
Yes.
Being very cool.
Solving a problem.
Yep.
Why do you have to... No, it's okay. We're solving a problem.
I'll roll an Arcana check for Coulton.
I'll roll an Arcana check for Willow.
He's not particularly good at the...
Nice 4, bro. Where's the rest of it? Wait, no. I should roll something that Coulton is good at and that I'm not good at. Is this a charisma roll? How would you solve the issue of these two don't want to talk to each other? In the elemental sense?
Yeah, the leadership, how do you coax two beings into cohabitation, let's say, or tolerance? Two what?
Too cool as I roll my 2 charisma. Okay, I don't know. He doesn't know either. Yes.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Look, Coulton is a sorcerer. He is largely self-taught, and it's almost entirely intuition.
No, it's okay. And Willow doesn't... Willow's never been good at talking to the elementals. Like...
Yeah.
Every single time in this godforsaken canon that I've rolled to try and assess the elemental situation or try and like talk to them myself, it hasn't been great. Damn, almost like teamwork is an option. Willow's not saying that. Mim is leaning into the room being like, interesting shortfalls you have there. Would be good if you had a team dynamic or crew or something.
Yeah.
I can imagine the mutual moments of like silently standing at the opposite ends of the room, thinking, and then like failing simultaneously.
Yeah.
And I feel like in the absence of the actual like engine solution going anywhere, the mind starts wandering back to the
last conversation you two had. Yeah.
Do you think part of Willow, I won't speak for what Coulton's thinking. Oh no, he's already made that connection. But part of Willow gives that kind of wry smile to themselves of like, oh, how thematic. How annoying. This is that same fate thing that keeps annoying them.
Yeah.
Things falling in line in a way that's just like, just to backhand them. It feels like they're being taught a lesson. They hate that.
I think as you give yourself that wry smile, you glance towards Coulton only to find that he is looking at you.
I don't think Willow's surprised. I do feel like the two of them have spent long enough together, certainly long enough apart, but still that sense of impending conversation it's almost as keen of a feeling as, the sense of the elementals about to slip.
Yeah.
It's that sort of the same way you can feel a flow state without feeling it or knowing it.
Yeah.
The opposite is true.
Yeah.
So I feel like they both kind of shift into being aware that this is no longer the water cooler conversation around the open hood of the car type thing.
Yeah.
This is something else. It's fine. Willow looks back at him.
I think Coulton breaks the silence and says, "You said a lot the last time we talked."
Willow's still with their arms folded, sort of just like bounces their brows like, yup, and does not elaborate.
Had a rough 5 years.
I've had better. Yeah. Willow says that, kind of like adjusting their posture, but still doesn't seem overly like they want to elaborate.
No contact with anybody else.
Nope.
Till now.
Well, one person, I suppose.
Coulton raises an eyebrow.
Okay. Willow sort of flippantly waves their hand. The carpenter I was apprenticed to prior to joining the Kraken Slayer, but I didn't really seek him out. I just happened upon the same town. Strike of good luck. Stroke of good luck.
Huh. Now I'm thinking of it. You didn't actually contact us either, did you? Emma had to find you first.
Willow gives that kind of nod and bounces their brows like, yeah. They'll respond, yeah, I suppose that's accurate. My bad. I redact my statement. Well,
There's a little flicker.
Flicker of what?
You tell me. Make an insight check.
I don't wanna. I'm not gonna.
Yeah. There's just a little
Well,
flicker of an expression across Coulton's face.
Yeah, I'm sure there is. I think Willow sees it in the corner of their eye and then sort of like tilts their head. Well, partially redact. I think now they'll look at him, actually. Does he respond to that?
I think there's just like a dry, sort of non-verbal vocalization of like, like that expected, no surprise.
Yeah.
So you haven't been back to Dallybrook either, huh?
Unless you have a different definition of no contact. Even through the glosses, it's pretty clear that Willow's squinting at him.
It just seemed like you were keeping tabs on me. Well, on the Stormchaser at least.
Yeah, at first. You get a brief, like, flashback. Silent flashback to a sort of in-between year. We've seen Fen with long hair and, like, a specific outfit, but this is clearly, much shorter hair. Willow looking quite bedraggled. Sort of like the kind of bedraggled of someone that's been at sea for a while.
Yeah.
just like a sort of like quick overview of Willow in some nondescript place, looking a bit down on their luck overall.
Yeah, I think it's just like sort of Willow in their like really sort of basic sailor's attire, duffel bag over the shoulder, staggering onto a dock off of like some other like fishing boat.
And I do think you get that kind of, it's raining in the flashback.
Yeah.
And you get a kind of like paranoid darting of Willow not only looking back at the ship and at all the sailors of the dock that they're on, but also at the skies, like at every passing storm cloud.
Yeah.
You get the sort of like distant shots of them going to all the places that you would find out voyaging routes of ships and where you have to go to next.
Yeah.
You sort of see them maybe keeping track of like overhearing gossip or keeping track of papers.
Yeah.
I imagine like a kind of glimpse of a paper that has, you know, the biggest headline is about the morning, but Willow's looking past it to other things to do with the principality specifically.
Yeah. Yeah.
And finding little bits and bobs about, you know, the movements of the Whisperers, what's happening.
Yeah.
While themselves planning a route to avoid every hotspot.
Yeah.
Gosh, and Willow's eyes aren't right here, yeah?
No.
Willow's glasses aren't opaque, and they're riding between like flashes of migraines.
Yep.
Yikes. And reading maps through blurred vision occasionally as well.
Just a real hellscape.
Yeah, it's not great. Anyway, Willow's mind wanders there for a bit, and then they snap back. Stop needing to after a while.
How long a while?
What does it matter now?
Last I heard, you went to a hag to scry on us.
I mean, I didn't go to the hag specifically to scry. I just happened to scry once I was there.
Ever the opportunist. Shouldn't be surprised.
That's where I saw Orkhan, by the way. Wasn't any sinister intent about it. In fact, I didn't ask anyone to communicate with anyone in your crew. Just to clear that part up. You are not betrayed.
What a relief.
Willow leans back against the wall again. Well, unless you count May, Bjorn, and Claptrap.
I think, like, you catch just, like, the edge of an eye roll.
I think there's just a little hint of a question in Willow. I was like, do you count May, Bjorn, and Claptrap? There's a little moment of self-reflection in that too. Ugh. If the formula that just erupted here was if May, Bjorn, and Claptrap count as traitors, then I am a conspirator that motivated the traitors to betray. If you weren't dead for all those years, that just makes you a traitor. Bloody hell. Willow's got a headache.
Colton, after that eye roll, I think speaks up and says, was just wondering if you'd been keeping tabs on anybody else. Since you'd been keeping tabs on the Stormchaser.
I think with their newfound headache, Willow sort of looks up at him through their hands, like while they're massaging their temple. It's vague. He's been vague.
Your family sent some letters. Several. Obviously, I tried following them up to see if you'd be there on the other side, but you weren't. So that makes me think you hadn't gotten any of them. He sort of picks at a fingernail idly.
think it just gave me a real life headache. Oh. I think there's like a little spasm on Willow's face. Like, for a second. It's not really connected to anything, but that for a second there's just like a... the same urge that had them reach for their pistol before and pointed at him?
Mm-hmm.
Without really knowing what to do about it? It's there again, like, itching. But that was a different Willow. That was like a whole... so many
like
hours
12
ago.
hours?
Yeah.
12 hours ago?
I'm changed since then.
I'm a new man.
I already knew. Oh yeah, I already knew about the mailbox stuffed full of letters. Nothing surprises me. This was the implication. I'm fine. I'm not fine, but I am here. Okay. Willow tamps down that urge, that kind of like spasming urge to just erupt again. I think the hand on their head kind of lowers into a kind of condescending clap. And they'll follow it up with a nicely deduced.
Coulton gives you a bitter squint from across the room. I kind of imagine that the like engine core is between you two, so it's a little bit looking past a fishbowl. Just a little bit.
In a very cool and awesome and unprecedented way, yes.
Yeah. It's not full distortion or anything. It's more like there's a glass
blurred out in the
tube.
foreground.
Yeah.
Glowy. Yeah. It's
Glowy.
neat. I like it.
Coulton. You know what? Let's give Coulton a little wisdom saving throw.
Oh, I didn't have to roll a wisdom save.
No, this is for...
Oh.
Okay, 10. This is for... Is he going to be incendiary or normal?
He got a 10. So it's up to you.
I'm gonna say a 10 is just enough to be normal. Not nice, but civil.
Mm-hmm.
They're in a safe on the Stormchaser. Guess I don't need them anymore.
You can't see through Willow's glasses, but they give him such a deadpan look that you can, like, just see it in their posture.
Mm-hmm. The subtext is so loud.
Yeah, no, Willow will respond. What do you expect me to do? Beg? With any luck, it'll be at the bottom of the sea soon enough, whether we want it or not.
You don't actually believe that?
Willow shrugs like, yeah, cool. Oh, no, Willow might gesture at the core. Well, if this keeps malfunctioning, I might not have a say in it. Willow moves now towards the engine again to look at it. I think specifically to look at the two elementals.
I think Coulton moves slightly around at an angle so that he can see sort of the other side of what you're looking at. A little bit circling around the central column.
I'm also analyzing it from all angles. I think Willow's eyes go back up to Coulton.
He's watching you.
I can't talk to them.
Coulton tilts his head. Goes, "You need a translator?"
You need an artificer.
You mean like the genius that built this device?
Yeah, Willow rolls her eyes. I think they stop walking now. They're looking at him like, does he get it?
Coulton stops and looks at you. Where your eyes should be behind your glasses. There's a little irritated twitch at the corner of his jaw. He says, Yeah, we're both very skilled. Seems like we'll have to work together after all. Or we could let the Stormchaser sink. He leans forward and looks up at the elementals. That's not a fucking option. Looks back at you.
I think Willow takes a very deep breath now. Partly now close to the elemental, like they've got their hand against the actual engine. And while it's, I guess, arrhythmic, they are, how do I say? You know how Willow holds onto the engine sometimes and it's almost like they're synchronizing with it themselves?
Mm-hmm.
They're anchoring against that now. It's an uncomfortable anchor. It's like two clocks going at different times, but it is nevertheless a rhythm, right?
Yeah.
It is still flying, even if it is arrhythmic. If I am to operate as Artificer, then I can't be operating as anything else. Your crew needs a captain.
I think Coulton kind of gives a little half laugh to that.
Willow's quite serious. Willow's looking very plainly at him.
Is that all? Rally the crew after a devastating loss? Please. I've been doing this for years.
Okay, then why isn't it happening right now? Your newest and youngest is fretting around in the hallways. You've been so focused on me, you've hardly been talking to the others. Don't worry about the Stormchaser, the Kraken Slayer might not even make it. So in the spirit of getting things done, and so we don't have two sunken airships on your hands, Prince, how about I be Artificer and you be Captain? Willow will offer their hand past the elemental to him to shake.
I think he moves forward so that, like, the column isn't between you two anymore, grips your hand, and says, 2 sunken airships on our hands, Jenkins.
Yeah. Damn. I don't have a comeback.
And I think we'll end the episode there.
Aw.